52886.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
It's easy to make excuses about not losing weight. I'm too busy. That's a popular excuse, but at PhD Weight Loss, they've taken care of that. One of the main things that PhD Weight Loss patients credit with their success, it's having the support that they needed day in and day out. You'll always have an entire team of experts to help you consider what you eat and when you eat, so you don't have to spend any extra time thinking about it. They help you recalibrate your body and your mind, especially when you get busy and have more on your schedule. No shots with side effects, quick fixes, or gimmicks. PhD founder Dr. Ashley Lucas holds a PhD in sports nutrition and chronic disease, and she's a licensed registered dietitian. She devised a plan to help you drop the pounds, get healthier, and never have hunger pangs. And she made sure that you have the support needed while you're on your journey. Start today at PhD Weight Loss. Call now, 828-552-3333. That's 828-552-3333. Or go to myphdweightloss.com.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat for a Power Rankings Tuesday.
You didn't do it right.
I know.
Power Rankings Tuesday!
The first of the year, the Week 2 NFL Power Rankings here over the coming hours of the program.
I do have to give a fait accompli. I am sorry to all of you that reached out to me yesterday and were afraid that I was leaving and quitting forever. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't think it was just so damn funny. I'm sorry, I did, and it was funny. It was very funny to me.
You're giving people the angina.
Oh, yeah, I had people that were like, what is happening right now? Okay, just for future reference, somebody that is driving a fully loaded truck, doing this, getting to go to everything that they've ever wanted to do, that person doesn't quit. Okay,
precisely.
Just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Also, I know I set it up pretty nicely.
Also for future reference, when we tease big announcements coming in the program, but also we spend 3 hours talking about where we're going to be on Saturday, that doesn't mean there's a split coming in the program.
That was a little Easter egg as well.
Yes.
Let me just, I can eradicate this for all future endeavors. If I ever decide that I'm going to quit, one day that camera will just turn on and you'll all go, hey, where the hell did he go? Because I'll be in Aruba with my new friends.
Yes. I also did get a, hey, Tank, what about that whole never lie to your audience thing? We never lied.
I never lied.
We never
I
said
the announcement was going to be really hard, and I didn't know what I was going to do without all of you.
Yeah,
I did not say who all of you was. I was talking to the Florida State Seminole players.
That's why this is often referred to on the radio side as the theater of the mind.
It's just you open yourself up to some whimsy.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy here on a Power Rankings Tuesday. It is also reaction time from Monday Night Football last night. The San Francisco 49ers taking down the New York Jets. Jets. Mm-hmm. And Jeremy, were you as shocked by your defense as I was?
Shocked, I will not say shocked. I was disappointed. I'm also not surprised that a guy that coached against this defense in every practice for 6 years really knew how to manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
I can break a little bit of news of what happened last night with Sauce Gardner. Kyle Shanahan basically was manipulating the Jets. So virtually every time the offense lined up, they were pushing Kyle Juszczyk out to the outside because the Jets play sides, and it got in Sauce's head of just let me follow Brandon Ayuk around.
Right.
and Robert Saleh wouldn't do it, which leads me to this is not a super chat, but I'm going to treat it like one. Andreas Pinkney. Jeremy, love you, bro. This needs to be said, though. Robert Saleh is just Dennis Allen with a better PR team, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Dennis Allen?
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Is he that bad?
Robert Saleh is not a good NFL head football coach. He's just not. You got obliterated last night.
Mm-hmm.
In a game where talent for talent, I think you're pretty even.
Yep.
I really do. I watched every second of it. I was very disgusted last night. I went back and watched some things that I was a little fuzzy on because, by the third quarter, the boozes had taken over. And I'm not going to overreact to what I saw. You know what I saw last night? I saw a good San Francisco team that really understood the defense they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw an offense with Aaron Rodgers that looked pretty solid in the little bit of time they had the ball.
Yeah. I was very shocked that there was no adjustment. Right, they're beating you up on the edges, and there was just no. I don't know what to do.
You can't run a 4-man front on the goal line. This is the kind of thing that you learn in JV football. Now, if you're a Jet fan, let me give you a little bit of this should make you feel a little warmer and fuzzier on the old innards.
Mm-hmm.
In the next 4 weeks, you play the Tennessee Titans, the New England Patriots, the Denver Broncos, and the Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings. And 3 of those are in New York. So I think you're going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers looked good, which was honestly, I said this last night. I said on Facebook, God, I don't ask for much, but I need number 8 to be upright at 15 minutes on the clock in the first quarter.
Yep.
I need him to be upright with zeros on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I got.
And he was. I mean, it was the second Monday Night Football game in a row that he started and did not finish, which I did not expect. And completely different results, obviously. The game was so out of hand that they went, you know what, game's over, pull in Aaron.
Yeah, and people that said, well, Tyrod Taylor looked better. Tell me you're an idiot without telling me you're an idiot.
Slow down, people. The
just
Aaron Rodgers
certain,
hatred is crazy.
There are just certain things that people say, and I go, oh, you don't have a clue of what you're talking about. Sweet. Things like that are one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are fine. San Francisco's fine. I was really impressed. Good for Jordan Mason.
I'd say
I've always heard that kid is like one of the nicest people you will meet in the NFL, hard worker, really respected in the locker room, and you had a great game on Monday Night Football.
I was going to say, I came out of that feeling like San Francisco's more than fine. I did not expect you to come out and be able to push around one of the best defenses, and schematically speaking, as you said, Kyle Shanahan was just toying with him. You didn't have Christian McCaffrey last night, and you didn't look like you really missed him all that much.
No, it wouldn't have changed anything. That is a systemic failure that I've had a problem with for years. Playing sides at this point in the NFL is flat out stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's too easy to mess with. It worked in 1995 when you didn't have 70% of offensive snaps with a motion player, and then you've got a slot guy that's having to figure out, who exactly am I supposed to be on here? It doesn't work. You have the personnel to not do that. That's a categoric failure by Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
Now, the hope is over the next 4 weeks, you figure that out. Or guess what? Teams are going to do that to you. You play the Houston Texans down the line. They can do the exact same thing.
Yep.
You play the Miami Dolphins down the line. They can do the exact same thing. So you better figure it out. Now, here is where I will agree with Robert Saleh. Last night he was asked a very basic question. Does this year's 0-1 start with Aaron Rodgers feel better than the 1-0 last year? His answer was, you know what? Unfortunately, it does. My answer is, hell yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even close.
No doubt.
It's not even close because that offense did look good last night. You just didn't have the ball. Your defense let you down.
Mm-hmm.
But all of those things are correctable. I'm not losing my mind about the Jets today. I know a lot of people were texting my phone last night, and frankly, if I text you back and it was in a language that you don't understand, I apologize. Drunk Jeremy speaks a language that I don't know.
Right.
And I can't decipher it. So, but waking up this morning, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. You got 4 winnable games. If you winnable all 4 of them, we're hunky-dunky.
Yep. I came away last night thinking more positive about San Francisco than I did thinking negative about New York. Yes, you have to figure out that defense, but you were schematically getting beat, and the fact that you held them to 6 field goals, I feel like was at least, it wasn't the worst, right? You could have given up 5 touchdowns instead of just 2 on those 8 scoring drives.
So no doubt. I mean, the defense held up in the red zone. It's
right.
just Kyle Shanahan came out with a game plan that flat out the Jets didn't have the personnel for. They stay in base way too much. Going up against that, there was no reaction to it from Saleh. Let's see. Andrew Ayers in our YouTube chat said, you can say the same thing about Robert. He should know that Kyle offense. To be honest with you, the Kyle offense, it changes every single year. I mean, what I saw last night, that did not look like what I've seen from Kyle Shanahan in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to give Saleh an excuse because you're absolutely right. Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than Robert Saleh. That's not, to me, it's not even debatable.
Right.
So, I walk away from that. That's a conference game loss, a non-conference game loss.
Yes.
You can make up for all the ills in the next 4 weeks. This is not the time to jump off a cliff.
No doubt about it.
Aaron Rodgers just completed his first NFL football game in 2 years. And the offense looked together. Garrett Wilson, at times, it felt like he just wanted to run up and hug Aaron and go, oh, my God, this is what it's like to catch a pass and not die immediately afterwards. Running game was terrible, but the line held up. Aaron didn't get hit. I don't know what overreaction it is that I'm supposed to be doing today, but you ain't going to get it from me.
Well, and that's good, right? That's exactly what we wanted or exactly what the Jets wanted, because all you can do is overreact in that media market.
Oh, no doubt.
And so if you could come away thinking that more Jet fans are on your side, Jeremy, of we're not really panicking about anything, that's a win.
When you hold the ball for 21 minutes in an NFL football game, you're going to get your brains beat out. Mm-hmm. Sorry. The fact they only outgained you by 140 yards is actually kind of a testament to the defense.
Yes.
Was I happy with what I saw last night? No. They could have hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't. They didn't. I mean, it wasn't close. I didn't walk away from it feeling hunky-dunky. I don't understand how a backup running back just bled you like a catfish. I don't know. I don't have answers to that. But all of those things, to me, are fixable.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Quinnen Williams. My big takeaway from last night, you go to Hassan Reddick and go, hey, we told you to have sexual relations with yourself on Thursday. And we want to apologize for that because you ought not do that. Mm-hmm. We have a deal here that is everything you wanted, and you should just sign right there.
Mm-hmm. Get him back on the field.
And I think he's going to.
You need him to.
I've been hearing that's closer, and I said it last week. I heard it was so close that he might play in this game.
Right.
The report came out over the weekend that he's willing to die on this hill. That tells me people look at that the wrong way. He ain't going to sit out the year.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to do it. You're going to get an accrued season. That goes into retirements. That goes into all kinds of things. He ain't sitting out the year. He's not doing it. So with him last night, that would definitely have helped. I mean, you got Will McDonald out there who I outweigh by 70 pounds, and they ran right at him.
Yeah. Overreactions today for the New York Jets. Some of the overreactions there are, oh my God, here we go. If it's not one thing, it's another. What was Jeremy? Were you the one that shared with me the video of the Jets fan beating the crap out of a dummy with a baseball bat because they came into last night going, well, we know the defense is good. The offense is the question. And then you came out of last night thinking exactly the opposite.
Yeah,
holy crap, what happened to our top defense? And now the offense is okay.
Yeah, Andrew Ayers said your O-line looks slow and old. I don't know what line you were watching. It didn't look that way at all to me. Aaron Rodgers could take that uniform he wore last night, fold that bad boy up, put it in the drawer, and wear it next week.
Mm-hmm.
The O-line was not your – if you walked away from last night going the offense or Aaron Rodgers was the problem, I don't really know what to do to help you because you missed that one by a lot.
And then the overreaction on the flip side for the San Francisco 49ers is, here we go, we're on the road to a Super Bowl. And I don't know that they're wrong.
I don't think that's an overreaction.
No.
Based on what I saw from the NFC, the Eagles were disappointing. The Packers were disappointing. The Lions and the Rams, to me, the Lions, Rams, and 49ers are the three best teams in the NFC, and that's not even spicy at this point. That's just what it is.
Yep.
That's like saying today's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. You can argue with that all you want to, but you're just wrong.
Well, I thanks for giving away the secret there. Those are names that you're not going to hear on the Power Rankings anytime soon today. It is a Power Rankings Tuesday. We are preparing for the big trip this weekend. We got word today that schedules are going to be flipped around, and we might be heading down to Columbia sooner than we thought. Programming note: Friday night's Buncombe County High School football game of the week has now been moved to Thursday, so you'll hear that on ESPN Asheville and on News Radio 570 WWNC. But hey, that means I get a Friday night off, and so of course Jeremy's not going to let me sleep in my own bed. He wants to take me on the road earlier now.
Well, sorry, we're going to game day.
So. Right. We got to be down at game day, dark and early on Saturday morning. Tailgate experience for South Carolina and LSU, the latest stop on the Living the Dream tour down in Columbia, South Carolina. Yes, ESPN's game day program will be there. We'll be there to take in all the festivities, see all of the crazy Gamecock fans. I'm really excited because when that fan base gets excited, it's really is just a whole new kind of a world.
And I will say that is one of the teams that I'm considering now that I have officially entered my name into the 2024 NCAA football fan transfer
portal. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not down to. I think Hubert Queen asked earlier if I'd made a decision. I'm still weighing my options. Tennessee put out they put on a damn fine show.
Mm-hmm.
I still got to see Ole Miss, and we'll see South Carolina this week. Memphis. Yeah. There are a few schools I'm looking at.
I was going to say, what is our timeline here for making a decision, and are you doing the full reveal, college football 25 style of your top 8?
No doubt.
I feel like we should be doing that.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
It's weird. You beat me to the punch of my own shtick.
Yeah.
Yes. So tomorrow I will. The schools that I've already said are definitives, and no, there's not going to be a Georgia or an Alabama. I'm not hopping on a bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the go. And I'm not going to come at this with the same ferocity. I need to care. I still love Florida State. We're on the ultimate fan tailgate tour, and I don't care about the outcomes of these games.
Yep.
I need a reason to care.
Living the Dream tour continues in Columbia. Always a pleasure going on these trips. I learn new things about Jeremy every time we get down there, and I think this might be a whole new level of rowdy we see him kicked up to this weekend.
This will be good.
As we all know, his hero will be in town in Columbia. Pat Mack and Jeremy will be in the same city.
We got two Mountaineers taking over Columbia, South Carolina.
Living the Dream Tour proudly brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. Parks Ford, Hendersonville, the mobile studio, ready to roll once again. Clarissa sells WBNC.com. And, of course, Dale's Pale Ale, keeping us refreshed on these what is going to be a hot Saturday afternoon down in Columbia. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
With 2 convenient locations, Singleton's Automotive will keep your vehicle on the road. Singleton's offers routine maintenance, BG services, tires, inspections, alignments, and more in their family-owned shops. Singleton's Automotive is hiring technicians for both locations. Receive competitive pay and benefits depending on experience. Visit singletonsautomotive.com. That's singletonsautomotive.com. Car care with character.
Burger King's kicking up the flavor.
Things are heating up at Burger King. Introducing the all-new Fiery Menu. 5 of your favorite items now at 5 levels of heat. From mild with fiery strawberry and Sprite to wild with the fiery bacon royal crispy chicken. Now that's major.
You roll your season today at BK. Have it your way. You're wrong.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Spicy strawberry puree with Sprite.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
We're back on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy on a Power Rankings Tuesday. Bottom of the league. So we always start from the bottom, and now we're here. Number 32 this week. Oh, the Kitty Cats. You guys are terrible.
Whew. Yeah, worst team in the NFL, Carolina Panthers, and I'm not actually sure it's close. Like, if you played the New York Giants right now, how bad would they beat you?
The Giants?
Yeah. Who, by the way, secret time, that's 31.
I'd put that spread at 3.
And we're sending that game to Germany.
No doubt about it.
We're playing that game, and it's happening in Germany.
Yep.
Hey, we remember World War II. You bunch of jackals.
This is payback.
Yeah, here we go. Final World War II punishment.
Wow.
You get Panthers Giants.
Okay. The Carolina Panthers are god-awful. It's not real close either. I don't think the New Orleans Saints are all that good, and they made you look ridiculous.
I have a slightly different take on the Saints than you do, but we'll get into that when we get there. All right, with Carolina, and then we'll move into the Giants.
Yep.
Name me a player that walked away from Sunday feeling like I did well. I had a productive day.
Is there one?
I don't have one.
I don't have an example of anybody who should be feeling good about this situation. Xavier Legette, he got his first catch of his NFL career. Other than that, I don't have one.
Well, it's just bad. It's bad all the way around. You got to. That's a burn the tape game. Act like it didn't happen. And I hope it's better in week 2.
Right.
Who do they play this week?
The Chargers.
Oh,
we're going to that game.
I was about to say, we're going to that game. I should have known that.
We'll be in the building for that game.
Yikes.
And it's not going to go well because they are going to run the ball down your throat.
J.K. Dobbins. You want a free fantasy play? J.K. Dobbins.
Especially with Derek Brown.
You're one of the worst rushing defense in the league
with it. Right, and Derek Brown is now going to be gone. So what do? All you got to do is just sit there and take it.
Right.
Basically.
That's what you do.
Carolina's terrible. And the New York Giants are a little better maybe, but I don't know that it's all that great, Jeremy. You said you thought that this might be a blowout if these two teams faced each other. I'm not so sure it wouldn't come down to a final field goal.
If these two teams played, you know who loses? Us.
Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors loses. I think he's already complained.
Oh, for sure.
He's already being asked, well, what's the deal? At some point, he's going to have to turn around and go, I can't throw it to myself. You don't have a quarterback. You don't have any stars other than one wide receiver. Congratulations. You just got matered by the Minnesota Vikings.
Your secondary is terrible. Yeah, I mean, your secondary got eaten alive by the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing is you play the Washington Commanders this week, and just tens of people should be at that game.
Yeah.
There will be more, but that's not the way that should go.
This is going to be one of their most winnable games.
For sure.
And that's saying something. Because you won't have to wait long to hear the Commanders on this list.
Correct.
Number 30, the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, seasoned baby.
He's not good. I tried to tell you this. He's not good. He's not an NFL quarterback. I never saw anything on tape that made me think he was.
Mm-hmm.
And in a game that was infinitely winnable because the Seattle Seahawks were just, in the words of Bobby Bowden, dadgum terrible, you still couldn't do anything. I don't know what Sean Payton's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Pat Surtain and nothing else. There's nothing else on this roster that makes me feel good.
Javonte Williams, I heard some chatter about him having a positive week. I mean,
59 running backs.
Does that make you feel good?
59 running backs were graded by PFF this week. He finished 51st.
51st?
51st.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Wow.
If that's what made you feel good, you are scraping the bottom of the barrel.
It's the only guy that I really saw compliments about. And, again, should tell you everything you need to know.
Denver Donkeys in our YouTube comments said, I think I was being optimistic when I predicted a 6-win season.
I would agree with that. I don't think we've hit a 6-win team yet.
We have our first super chat of the day.
Okay.
That's from our buddy Soaring Eagle.
All right.
He said, "Hey Sean, did Marvin Mims say something horrible, little hate speech or something? Because why is he not playing? I don't know. I do not have a good answer to that. I do not know how he looked around and went, you know what? In terms of snaps, we want Marvin Mims to be fourth because they'll never think that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We want to play Devon Vale. They'll never see it coming. Hit him where it hurts.
Sean Payton's just too smart. He's just too smart for the rest of the league.
He definitely thinks he is. I don't believe that he is, but he certainly believes he is.
He certainly thinks that he is.
To be honest with you, I want to hug Bronco fans. You deserve so much better than this, and you got sold a bill of goods by a snake oil salesman, and now you're stuck. And you did it twice. You got it from Disingenuous Russ. Disingenuous. There we go. There it is. There it is. Let's go. And then a year later, you got Sean Payton. You got by the Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman and the Jehovah's Witnesses in back-to-back years.
Well, who is George Payton in this scenario? Because I feel like he's got a lot on his shoulders as well.
Al Bundy is the only name. He's just sitting in the couch with his hand in his drawers. Yep. Like, I just hate everything.
Look what I've built. Ain't it grand?
Did you know I scored 5 touchdowns in a state playoff game for Polk County High School? Did you know that?
Do you remember when I used to be a promising GM in this league? Because that's gone out the window.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be somebody's VP of scouting or something in a year.
Mm-hmm. Number 29.
And this is by just the thinnest of margins. The Washington Commanders. Whew. That defense is horrifically bad. That defense is so bad that you convinced Mike Florio to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6 and tell people to stop sleeping on them. Do you realize how bad you have to snow somebody for them to think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the 6th best team?
Yeah, but it's Mike Florio. You don't. Come on. This guy was all over Baker Mayfield when he was at Oklahoma.
Oh yeah,
so he's a gamer.
They probably took his phone book that he was sitting on. He didn't see the top half of the screen. So. Just
Baker Mayfield looked like an MVP candidate against that defense.
I can't tell you he didn't. What that means is that for the rest of the year, when I go to DraftKings, I'm going to be, who plays the Washington Commanders? Daniel Jones. Oh,
crap.
Oh, wait.
Ain't going to pay off for you now, but hey, you know what? End of September, maybe Joe Burrow's worth a little bit, and he's going to have just a fine day.
No doubt. Yeah,
Kyler Murray the next week. It's going to be bad for Washington Commander fans. You got promise in that quarterback. There's things to like, but you got to find something on defense that can guard somebody, and you don't have one of those.
Yeah, it's those 4 teams. You are so far behind the rest of the league that it's pitiful.
Mm-hmm. If I could find a prop right now on these will be the 4 teams picking in the top 4 next year, what kind of odds you think I could get on that? I bet that number would be pretty interesting.
-175.
You think so?
I mean, if you're not picking them in order, now if this is like a horse race and you think you can trifecta those bad boys,
yeah,
you might have a shot, especially if you're willing to not have picking first.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anybody that has an IQ above salad dressing that wouldn't have the Carolina Panthers getting the number 1 pick next year.
I will say those are the 4 teams that I believe will be picking 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. You're in the Sportsocracy. That's the worst of the worst.
Now we get into the real power rankings after the break.
That's right. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Way too early to tell what type of impacts we get here. I can say this, it doesn't look like significant rainfall, but we may be on the eastern edge of that precipitation that could spread some showers in here late week. Let's enjoy the next couple of days. Mostly sunny today, low 80s. Tonight, some fog back, mid-50s. Wednesday morning, a little fog, then partly sunny, upper 70s. And just a chance of showers Thursday, a little better chance of showers Friday, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by First Restoration Services.
Fire, flood, wind damage, arguably a homeowner's worst nightmare. For nearly 4 decades, First Restoration Services have been helping people recover from disasters with trust, integrity, speed, and quality. If you have a disaster, call them today, 1-800-537-6151, or online at frs247.com.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle. Just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Call Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning today and mention ESPN Asheville to get a free hallway cleaned with 3 rooms of carpet for only $129. Book online at ZeroResAsheville.com.
Serving Western North Carolina for more than 30 years, Foundation Solutions has the expertise to fix any foundation problem you have. Foundation Solutions ensures a durable foundation that stands the test of time. Call 828-768-2208 for your no-cost consultation today.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-0000. 888-866-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
We're back on ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy, coming to you live from the Ingles studio. The Ingles Living the Dream Tour rolling on this weekend in Columbia. It's going to be a good time.
I'm doing Sandstorm a million times.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I've got you, oh, yeah. I had to be a good boy last week in Charlotte.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
You were going to go, I'm there to drive this year, this week. I got
them
you.
Dale's Pale Ale's looking pretty slick, bro.
The Sandstorm's going to be fun. Lots of opportunities for Tank to dance this week.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm certainly drinking
You
now.
love my moves. We are in the midst of the...
I have a plan. I got a plan, Tank. You're going to regret you said that.
The Week 2 power rankings here. I also have to figure out a good torture ticket for you. After losing our torture ticket this week. It's a good time to bring that up since one of those teams in the torture ticket is up next in the Week 2 Sportsocracy NFL Power Rankings. At number 28.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm-hmm. How's that? Does that make you feel good after they lost to the Chargers?
I don't. Okay. We talked about the Raiders way more probably than we should have when we were doing this morning. Mm-hmm. We should live stream us setting the power rankings. I thought about this after.
Yeah.
Because the rationale is really good when you hear some of this. You convinced me. You didn't look good at all. You can't run to save your life. Mm-mm. It's all on Gardner Minshew. And this week you get the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. And just that statement of it's all on Gardner Minshew, I don't know that I've heard less encouraging words about an NFL team since this is Bryce Young's team. I'm not saying that he's that bad because he's not.
He's not.
Gardner is good. He's good at football. He's never going to be great. He's never going to be any more than that. You know what? One day he might even have a Pro Bowl. Right? Tyler Huntley got one. At some point, Gardner Minshew may get one. But you're never going to be that guy. You're not a franchise guy. And I don't think you have that in you. It was my number one concern with this team was, what are you going to get out of the quarterback? Quarterback, I don't think that's your problem right now. I don't know that your coaching's any good.
It was certainly not good Sunday. You got obliterated by Jim Harbaugh. And the sad thing is that game was close. Mm-hmm. That was where I was headed with this. I don't think the Raiders are this bad. I also don't think the Chargers are that good. And that was the trade-off, was that the Raiders wound up here, and I didn't let Tank go kooky Madookie on the Chargers because he wanted to. And I said, no.
I'm not that crazy about the Chargers. Maybe a little higher on them than you are, but the Las Vegas Raiders certainly did not surprise me. I've always had this problem.
It was a gross game.
I've always had this problem with this team. There's going to be a letdown. Can they get better? Sure. But right now, they're not good.
The problem's not the talent.
Right.
That's where I've always pushed back. That team is better talent-wise than this.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't play it, and until you do, I can't have you much higher than
Here's
this.
my thing on the Raiders. That team is good. They're not a good team. Like, you have good members of the team, but sometimes you can pull it together. You pulled it together last year despite challenges, and they probably will at some point this season. But for right now, bottom of the league, or at least bottom 5 in the NFL. The surprise of the weekend came from number 27.
The New England Patriots. Let's be real clear here. I still don't think you're any good. You got a warm and fuzzy win. Christian Gonzalez is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the stat lines he's held elite receivers to?
No.
It's insane. A Patriot beat writer tweeted it out, and I went back and fact-checked it. It's right. I mean, we're talking less than 40 yards to like Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson. He is insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that you're going to come up against a team that can score on you, and Ramondre by himself is not going to be enough. He's just not. But I do think you have the tenets of a really good defense. You've got the start of a good, competent offense. It's just a question of when do you start getting reps for Drake? Because that's the long term. We all know that.
How much has changed in the transition from Bill Belichick to Gerard Mayo? Because that was very Bill Belichickian, what I saw on Sunday. There's a very hyped team coming in here, or we're going in to take on a very hyped team, and we're just going to come out and we're going to punch them in the mouth, play solid football, take care of the ball, and see what happens.
You want to know the number one reason Patriot fans should be at least a little excited about what they saw?
What?
How many times did Jacoby Brissett get sacked on Sunday?
Oh, was it 0?
It was once for 1 yard.
Nice.
That was my biggest drawback. That was why you don't start Drake May. It's because I'm scared to put him behind that offensive line. And they held up just fine.
Yep. New England Patriots coming in at number 27, number 26.
The Tennessee Titans. I'm not ready to say you have a quarterback problem, but I am ready to say that you're 0-1 because of your quarterback.
Mm-hmm. What did you see out of your mayonnaise-drinking boyfriend?
The defense did everything you needed him to do. The offense beat you.
Mm-hmm.
The special teams beat you. And to me, a lot of that is fixable. I do hate to relay the bad tidings that your home opener is this Sunday against the New York Jets, and you don't have the personnel to do what San Francisco did. So I have not seen the line on that yet, but I'm going to bet it's significant.
Significant.
I'm going to bet it's a big old bigot.
Look.
Jets -4. Yep. Give it to me.
He wants
Give
all
to
of
me
it.
right now.
He wants all of it. I mean, if you're looking for the silver lining,
Defense was good.
Tony Pollard had a decent game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got a piece there. You know, you've got weapons. The problem is going to be the quarterback.
I feel like Brian Callahan, no matter how much you like a coach, they have to learn how to be a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he got a really good lesson in that on Sunday. You have to be careful with young quarterbacks, the leash that you give them. You're up 17 to 10
Mm-hmm.
when he throws that. Well, no, when he threw the first interception, you're up 17 to 10. The one that actually beat you, it was just a bad read by Levis. And you gotta kind of put the reins on him. You have a defense that's good enough to win games 17 to 10. Problem is you gave up 2 touchdowns, special teams, and with your offense.
Yep.
I think the Titans are fine. You held the Bears to 148 yards. That's hard to do in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Weird things happen in the NFL all the time. You're going to have weird, freaky plays, balls, passes bouncing off dudes' helmets, and, the defenders picking it up and running it in for a touchdown. You're going to have weird things like that happen. The problem is are you good enough to sustain? Are you good enough to bounce back when the weird stuff happens? And that's what Tennessee showed on Sunday, was that they're not there yet. We're not good enough to beat a team that can't move the ball against us, which is a major, major problem. So, Tennessee, you got problems with your quarterback.
But, man, you got a good defense.
Speaking of problems with quarterbacks, our team at number 25 also has a major problem.
The Atlanta Falcons.
I did not think that was the case.
I did not either.
But it seems to be a problem.
But, woo, buddy, did you look just downright, genuinely awful against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Your biggest takeaway from that was what? Because I don't think we're going to agree on this.
My biggest takeaway was that it just looked so clunky. It looked so Atlanta Falcon-y. Of like, this is the first time we've ever done this before.
It's when you say it, you're not being specific. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about running that offense.
So the offense on the whole.
Pretty much, because it just didn't look like anything was clicking. And then when I read, you know this, I'm not the X's and O's guy. But then when I read after this game, that Kirk Cousins was, for the majority of the game, running a formation that he had run like 10 plays of his entire career, I'm thinking maybe this is a problem. There was a scheme mix-up here. You brought a quarterback in that can't run your system. And that seems like a problem.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
But my problem wasn't with Kirk. Kirk and Aaron Rodgers came back from injuries that are tough for a 25-year-old to come back from. You get somebody that's in their late 30s, early 40s. I was impressed by Aaron. I was in no way impressed by Kirk Cousins. But I'm not sure that that's not going to get better as time goes on. Here's my fear. How in the world did you not get Drake London or Kyle Pitts even kind of involved in this offense? It was pitiful. Against a team that has small corners, you couldn't get either one of them. You couldn't even generate a touch.
Almost again, it's like it's willful. Remember last year with Bijan Robinson, how we complained about Arthur Smith and he's not using him properly. He's not on the field near enough. The guy still had an amazing season despite the fact that he played half the snaps.
Now, if you want a reason to be excited, Bijan Robinson gave you a reason to be excited.
Mm-hmm.
He did a little bit of everything. It wasn't enough for you to get a win because Pittsburgh basically looked at Bijan and said, all right, you're not running between the tackles, out in space. There's not a whole lot we can do about that, but we can keep you from hitting big ones. He was a great all-around running back on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that nobody else was. Drake London didn't do his part. Kyle Pitts didn't do his part. Zach Robinson didn't do his part to get them the ball. And now your reward is you get the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football.
Which is not going to be fun.
I don't think it is at all because that's a team that is very well equipped to dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you kind of rolled your eyes at me yesterday when I said this Penix thing is going to get loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get loud. You mark my words, it's going to get loud.
Well, it definitely is going to get loud if your offense can't move the ball at all and Kirk Cousins has 155 yards again.
Kirk Cousins is just like, and I can't, what is it, ambrosia salad? Isn't that weird thing? It's got like Jell-O and marshmallow fluff in it.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, of course you would. You're disgusting. Do you hate your tongue? Like, you just look at it in the mirror and go, I'm going to do awful.
How do you not like that stuff? It's like whipped cream and fruit.
I don't like whipped cream, first of all.
Which is strange.
I don't like whipped cream. But I don't need a little hat for my things. Just give me ice cream, give me fruit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need an ordainment.
Okay. I disagree. I think life is better when you're ordained. And I think Adam Black would back me up on that.
I knew. Andrew Ayers said Kirk Cousins had to stay in pistol or shotgun because they didn't really trust the leg.
And if that's the case, then we're trying to protect him, and at that point we're just trying to get through this game. And maybe that is the case, right? That pass rush, we did not want them destroying our entire season, so we decided we had to do this, but you gave the game away doing it.
But here's my question. If he's that hurt, then why is Michael Penix not playing?
Why the hell are you playing him? Unless Michael Penix is terrible.
Well, you took him at 8. So if he's terrible and you already know that, you're in bad shape.
Or there's also, we don't want to get the fan base riled up. Because God forbid what happens if we go, you know what, Kirk's not ready right now, and then they come out and they score 35 points in the first game of the season against the Pittsburgh Steelers and went, well, they got into the backfield, they took advantage of the offensive line, but look how mobile Michael Penix was throwing on the run. And then what are you going to do? Now you've completely wasted $100 million because now I have to stick with Michael Penix because the fan base will kill me if I don't. I'm not saying that would have happened. I'm just wondering if that ever went through their minds of, well, he's a little banged up, but we can't unleash this beast just yet. We got to get something out of this $100 million horse.
I do want to touch on a couple things that have happened in the YouTube chat.
Okay.
James Potter said on Sunday before games start, every year my dad sends me his official apology for turning me into a Washington Commanders fan. I feel like my dad should do that for the Jets. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, boy, that I did this to you. Your horse on a Tuesday. Because we pull for the Jets. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the video I sent you from Barstool of the guy in the Rodgers jersey that is just wearing out his punching bag with a baseball bat?
Yeah, I said that earlier. You weren't listening.
No, I don't listen. I only listen when you say smart things, which is why I'm over here like just stay
in the wind.
I had to get that comment in there.
Yes. So we have confirmed now Jeremy was the one that sent me that video.
Oh, is that what you were talking about? I was playing Tetris in my head. I'm not gonna lie.
And score. Power rankings rolling on here. Week 2 in the Sportsocracy. Number 24.
The Arizona Cardinals.
What'd you pull away from that game?
They're not bad. What did I pull away from that game? Exactly what we told you about Arizona going into the season. Man, they're going to be really annoying. And they are going to make good teams look bad. But at some point, you just run out of horses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens against Buffalo.
How many?
I was impressed with what I saw.
Yeah. And how many times did they do that to teams last year? This is right where
a lot towards the end.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. When Kyler Murray came back and they started to get, a little cohesion going with Kyler getting into a groove and they're starting to build that identity into what they're going to be this year. Now you've added a superstar wide receiver to it. You're going to be just fine. And you're going to sneak up on some teams. Not so sure one of those teams is going to be the Rams or the Lions, which are going to be the next 2 games that you face, or the next 2 teams that you face. Pretty sure you're staring at an 0-3 start. But how good is that going to look? Right? How close can you keep those games is going to be the interesting part to me.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the fact that you almost beat the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park week 1. And Marvin Harrison Jr. was an absolute afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 targets. 1 catch for, 4 yards? Tresner in our YouTube chat asked, is it time to panic on MHJ? I would say no.
How can you panic after 1 game?
Well, because he wasn't involved in the offense. That part was odd to me.
Okay.
I get trying to ease a guy in and not put the whole workload on him. That's one thing. When it leads to heavy target share for Greg Dortch, that's a little odd to me.
But how well was he covered?
And I like Greg Dortch, don't get me wrong.
Right? Did he have the space? Was he getting separation? These are the things that I'm literally asking. I have no idea. Like, was he just blanketed and they couldn't get him involved? Or was it a willful, we're not going to give him the snaps, we're not going to give him the targets?
He wasn't open. Whether that's on him, whether it's on the scheme, whether it's on Buffalo. 1 game is kind of a difficult sample size.
Mm-hmm.
It was his first game in the league. I think he's going to get better. And Buffalo definitely had a concerted effort of, he ain't beating us.
Yep.
It ain't going to be him that beats us.
Yep.
We can deal with James Conner. We can deal with Kyler Murray. Arizona's just going to be a fly in your ointment all year.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, it's not going to be the next 2 weeks against the Rams.
The Rams and the Lions.
Don't be shocked if those games are closer than you think. I was very vocal that Cardinals plus 6.5 was my favorite wager of this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guess what? They didn't win. They did cover. And I won't be shocked if they do it again.
I was going to say, you think it'll be another big spread next week?
They will get a little bit more respect. It's still early in the season, so you get a lot of tighter lines. The active line in that game is okay then. Guess the line. Rams at the Cardinals.
8.5. Rams minus 8.5.
Too high.
Ooh, is it less than a touchdown? 5.5?
Too high.
4.5.
Too high.
3.5.
Too high.
2.5.
Too high.
Stop it. Is that like 1.5?
Too high.
It's a pick'em?
Too high.
Wait a minute.
Arizona's a 2-point favorite.
Arizona's
a 2-point favorite right now.
For why?
I don't know, Tank.
I mean, at home against the Rams, who are not going to have Puka Nacua, obviously, but okay. Well,
I don't care
if
I don't care if their number one receiver is the Hawk Tua girls, Pookie. I don't care. I don't care if that's who they start as the number one receiver. That's stupid. I'm literally sitting here talking good things about the Cardinals, and then I see the number and go, could you come again for Judge Fudge, please?
All right, breaking news.
How in the world are the Cardinals a 2-point favorite?
Breaking news. The Cardinals. Yeah. The Cardinals are a favorite this weekend against the LA Rams.
What is happening?
All right.
What is happening?
We got to take a break. We'll continue with Week 2 NFL Power Rankings here in the Sportsocracy when we return on ESPN Asheville.
Haywood EMC, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, is powering a brighter future for our community by offering college scholarships, education grants, athletic camps, and much more. Serving the rural residents of Western North Carolina with affordable, reliable, safe services and open communications for over 80 years. Learn all of the ways Haywood EMC is working in the community at haywoodemc.com/community.
Need batteries? Don't overpay at big box stores. Shop locally owned Rainy Battery for the lowest prices on all your battery needs. From watch to heavy equipment batteries, Rainy Battery has you covered. Boats, RVs, cars, trucks, golf carts, and so much more. Get brands you know and trust like AC Delco, Motorcraft for the lowest prices, plus custom battery cables made in-house. Go to rainybattery.com or stop in today for a quote. That's rainybattery.com.
Summit Dental gives you dental visits without the anxiety. Hey, it's Mark Starling from First News on 570, and that's what they did for me. You know, your comfort is their priority, and they do all they can to put you at ease and personalize that experience. Summit Dental's complimentary comfort menu includes items like aromatherapy, heated neck wraps, and blankets. Dr. Reinhardt and his staff make your dental experience comfortable and one that you understand, moving at your pace and letting you know what they're doing before they do it. Learn more about why Summit Dental is 5-star rated on Google.
No matter what you call your touchdowns, tutties, TDs, pay dirt, taking it to the house, you can bet on it at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and it is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co.ft/ball. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at nfl.com/terms. This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Way too early to tell what type of impacts we get here. I can say this, it doesn't look like significant rainfall, but we may be on the eastern edge of that precipitation that could spread some showers in here late week. Let's enjoy the next couple of days. Mostly sunny today, low 80s. Tonight, some fog back, mid-50s. Wednesday morning, a little fog, then partly sunny, upper 70s. And just a chance of showers Thursday. A little better chance of showers Friday, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell is introducing the new Cantina Chicken Menu with new Cantina Chicken Burrito, Quesadilla, Bowl, and Tacos, featuring their new slow-roasted chicken. Try the new Cantina Chicken Menu today at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. We're seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat for this Power Rankings Tuesday.
One day I want to trade positions with you, and I want to make you chase me around on camera.
Oh, did I move?
Yeah. I mean, you do every single
do
time.
I need to move this way?
You need to get. It's the first time anybody's ever told you this. You need to get shorter.
Am I too tall?
I don't know. Somehow your chair.
Did my computer move? You moved my computer to get your straw or whatever out of the thing.
Maybe.
So maybe
I don't know.
We'll fix it. It's all fine. You can watch us on the YouTubes and all of our wacky camera angles.
There's no we. Unless you got a squirrel in your pocket, there is no we.
Just blame it on me.
Mine
It's
always
fine.
stays the same.
Blame it on me. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go. The Week 2 NFL Power Rankings continuing here in the Sportsocracy, and number 23 is where we're at. And look, Jeremy's little boyfriend comes in at number 23. Go ahead.
The fighting Sam Darnolds of the Minnesota Vikings.
He's been waiting for a long time for Sam Darnold to actually give him something to cheer about, and you got it. And Minnesota fans, you can enjoy it. But for how long can you enjoy it is my question. Because you started out against the Giants and you win 28-6. You looked good against one of the worst teams in the league. Congratulations. Over the next 7 weeks, 9 weeks. I'm not sure if there's a win in there for you. But first things first, we're 1-0.
Hey, that's what legitimately matters, is that you won a football game. And Sam Darnold, as I told you, is not going to be the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what might be the problem is that your defense is just not very good.
Well, that's never been questioned.
I mean, it helped that you started with Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But this week you get little Brock Purdy. And that offense just annihilated the Jets.
Uh-huh.
That's only a 6-point line.
Which seems crazy.
Yeah, especially after you beat them last year. And I feel like they remember that.
Oh, they did. That's right.
I'm not one of those they owe you one kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation, I kind of am.
Kind of feel like they owe you something.
But Sam Darnold was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was without Justin Jefferson being the guy. You got a Jalen Naylor touchdown this week. Let's go. I saw that.
Does that surprise you?
Jalen Naylor, when he scored, that was the point where I went, yeah, DraftKings just it's not going my way this week. This is not going to be a Jeremy week. This is going to be a I complain all week.
I always love the dart throws. There should be like a dart throw pool game where you have to pick a guy.
We should do that on Fridays.
Yeah, where you have to pick a guy who averages 0.8 points, fantasy points for his career. Who's the scorer going to be this week?
What do we call that? That feels like a new segment. I keep
Shot in the dark?
I keep trying to think of something with your hobo rock.
I can't believe how much.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's a good one. Okay. All right.
We'll workshop that.
We'll keep thinking about it. But yes,
I'm pretty sure I would have never gotten to Jalen Naylor this week.
No, most definitely not. Minnesota Vikings, congratulations. The next 8 weeks are going to hurt your feelings.
Did you at any point list off who they play? Because I just saw the full list.
The 49ers, the Texans, the Packers, the Jets, the Lions, the Rams. Those are your next games. And then the Colts and the Jaguars.
And the Titans and the Bears.
It lightens up. There's no doubt it lightens up.
Well, I was more talking about the defense of the Titans, and then you have to play the Bears.
That is also a fact. I'm just saying as a whole, the schedule kind of lightens up for the teams, but that is a brutal stretch of going Niners, Texans, Packers, Jets, Lions, Rams. Good luck. I wouldn't like the Eagles against that schedule. Not saying that they would go over like the Minnesota Vikings are getting ready to, but still not what you wanted in the schedule making. At number 22,
the Seattle Seahawks.
Did you pull away anything positive from their performance this weekend?
I did pull a couple things away from their performance. And number one was that Geno Smith absolutely, unequivocally sucks. I couldn't tell you how many times I went, if Sam Howell was in this game, I think they'd be up by 3 scores. Because Geno Smith can't help it. He holds onto the ball too long, over and over and over and over and over again. He's always late.
Kenny Walker's pretty good, though.
Geno Smith is the mid-30s girlfriend of the NFL. He is always late. Doesn't matter what you're going to. Doesn't matter how much time you gave him. Always late.
Mm-hmm. They can run the ball. Can they stop elite teams is going to be the question.
Okay, so you said they can run the ball.
Yes, they can run the ball.
But for why did you say that? What that you saw on Sunday makes you go, yeah. I mean, Kenny Walker had 103 yards against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 20-plus yard runs in that game.
Okay.
For the rest of he was absolutely stifled for probably 3/4 of that game against the Broncos. That actually scared me more than anything.
Really?
Now, if you're a Kenny Walker owner in fantasy football, what should make you feel good is that Zach Charbonnet was considerably worse. I only say his name correctly when he's good. I know it's Charbonnet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's Charbonnet when
Charbonnet.
When you average 1.5 yards a carry. Most people are 1 yard or are 2 yards tall.
Right.
Which means if you went right over the old Beltsky and fell down, that's a yard. He did only fractionally better than that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, came out, you won a close game. Congratulations. Problem is, you did that against one of the worst teams in the league.
He also gave up 2 safeties, which is that's one of those things. I went back and looked at all the teams that have done that. You know what they all had in common? They're all bad.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were real bad.
Well, I mean, you have to give credit to Denver, right, for putting them in that position, because there was one great fielding of the punt where they were able to pin them down at the 1 yard line.
Riley Dixon stuck him inside the 24 times.
Yeah.
Riley Dixon was the MVP of the Denver Broncos this weekend.
You're right. I mean, you give special teams credit where credit's due. Denver did well pinning them back there. You just can't come up with stupid penalties.
Yeah,
right. The first safety was a hold in the end zone.
Yeah.
The second one was just complete. Y'all forgot to block that guy.
Hey, Riley Dixon scored the Denver Broncos 4 points, and Bo Nix scored him 6.
Mm-hmm.
So good for Riley Dixon. I don't buy the Seattle thing. Just looks really clunky to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it may get better over time. I like Mike McDonald a lot, but it didn't start well.
Next week, you couldn't, or on Sunday, you couldn't pay me enough to sit down and watch every snap of the Seahawks against the Patriots.
Oh, we got a good one. Hit the super chat button.
Yeah!
Matthew Hoffman, the Pick'em segment has to be called 0 to Hero. Which DraftKings nobody can win you the week? Could do it as a daily draft also.
I love it.
The marketing mind of some of the listeners of the show. Matthew Hoffman, as a matter of fact, I found my bell.
Yeah, yeah.
You know where I found it?
Where?
Behind my computer. Think it's been there for about 4 months.
It may have been. All right, 0 to Hero. That's what we're going to call that.
That's
and I've
pretty
already got a couple of ideas for some sponsors we need to
Let's
call for
go.
that thing. So let's go. Thank you, Matthew Hoffman. We appreciate.
I know one of them. I know one of them that you're thinking of.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to say it, but I know exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah. Let's see here. At number 21 this week in the Week 2 NFL Power Rankings,
the Indianapolis Colts.
Anthony Richardson is what after Week 1?
Exactly what he was going into this week.
Okay.
He can make a special play. Anthony Richardson is the definition of that term that I have used about quarterbacks in the draft of you can make the impossible look simple, and you can make the mundane look absolutely impossible at times. Anthony Richardson was fine. I mean, do you have a better assessment?
He looked like I've always expected he would. As you said, you're going to have some big plays in there, but the consistency's not going to be there. You're going to sway everybody by scoring big, flashy touchdowns. That rope that he threw 70 yards, let's go.
He has a howitzer.
That was awesome. And we saw him do that several times at Florida. The problem is the other 12 passes that you missed on.
Yeah, and this is what you get with Anthony Richardson. He completed a 60-yard pass, a 54-yard pass, another one that was somewhere like in the 40s. Outside of that, he had like 40 yards the entire game.
Right.
That's not how you play quarterback in the NFL. And I walked away from that going, that game was winnable. You had Houston that basically leaned into Joe Mixon. It didn't always look great. I told you on Nico Collins. I tried to tell you, whoever the zone beater is for every team that plays the Indianapolis Colts, you should play them every single week. I didn't get much right this week, but I got that right.
6 catches, 117.
And should have scored a touchdown, but he didn't because we had to give it to Stephon Diggs. I don't know why, and neither do you.
I thought it was a statement that they were in the game with Houston. That's a team that...
Did you think that was going to be a blowout?
I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but I thought it would be quite comfortable. Does that make any sense? Like, I didn't think they were going to come out and smoke them by 3 touchdowns, but I thought it'd be in hand. There would never be a question of who's going to win this game.
It went almost exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Okay.
Because that's how AFC South games go.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the most ridiculously competitive divisions, no matter how good or bad a team is. But Anthony Richardson's just, like Matt Penn said, like a couple other people said, he's super boomer bust.
Yes.
He will do special things. And then there are other times that he couldn't hit the broadside of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for me, would be infuriating.
Infuriating. I like that one.
I was going to say maddening.
I like infuriating better.
Infuriating sounds like something that happens to your wife once a month.
That's where my head was at, not gonna lie.
Oh, y'all are sick.
They're just big dumb bears.
Crazy.
Just
crazy.
Big dumb bear, folks.
Wow. You're in the sports. We got to take a break after that one. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM at 1400. We get to number 20 in the Week 2 Power Rankings after this.
Does your home need a new look? Step into a world of flooring possibilities at the Carpet Barn. Plush carpet, sleek hardwood, stylish tile. The Carpet Barn has it all. Whether you want comfort, durability, or that wow factor, you'll find it in their 300,000 square feet of flooring options. Find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. Head to CarpetBarnCarolina.com for your free in-home estimate now. Veteran owned and operated. The Carpet Barn, the one-stop shop for flooring.
We're less than 2 weeks away from our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Stream only on Hulu.
Get tickets while you still can now at AXS.com.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance knows opening a small business is a great achievement. They offer custom insurance solutions to fit your needs. Get a quote and find why over 1 million small business owners trust them at thehartford.com/smallbusiness.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie, and one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though, we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
Back on ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio. Week 2 NFL Power Rankings. We're up to number 20. The winner of the torture ticket this week. And the friendly little wager between Jeremy and myself was me.
Go Chargers, go!
The Los Angeles Chargers taking down the Las Vegas Raiders. They can't come in at 20 this week, and my real question is, did they do anything that was terribly special that made you go, man, this team's going to be really good the rest of the year? And
No.
I don't think that they did. I mean, the numbers looked good for J.K. Dobbins. So, I mean, if
he was fantastic for a game.
Yes.
How many times do you think he can have a workload that significant and hold up to it?
Well, I mean, he only had 10 carries, so that's not a great big workload. So I would say maybe
I was
3.
talking about the snap percentage, which was pretty high.
Maybe
I don't have it in front of me, but I can pull it.
Maybe 3 or 4 times he could have a decent game like this.
J.K. Dobbins he's always been an incredibly talented guy.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the injuries.
Mm-hmm. He never sticks around for long. And that's always been his problem.
And hey, if the thing that would scare me to death if I was a Chargers fan is exactly what I told you going into this game. I've never seen Jim Harbaugh be a pass-happy guy, and you threw it 26 times with Justin Herbert. That's not sustainable. That's the best player on your team, and it's not really all that close.
If I was going to throw it more with him, though, I'd want him to have some targets. He's going to be limited by that all year long. Your personnel just dictates that he's not throwing this thing 40 times a game.
The only starting quarterbacks in the league that threw fewer times than Justin Herbert were Geno Smith, Jacoby Brissett, Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, Derek Carr, Josh Allen, which is the one that shocked me, but he ran it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, and Anthony Richardson. That was it. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care who he's throwing to.
Right.
I don't care if he's throwing to the sales staff of iHeart Asheville. I don't care.
Jessica's got that height, though. She is a red zone monster.
No, and TL's got the hands.
Oh,
sure.
yeah. No doubt about it. I wouldn't want to mess with that crew.
No. No. Nope.
I don't think this is going to be flashy. Right? You're not getting high flying, press the ball down the field offense. We knew this.
I don't need you to be high fly. I'm not saying this needs to be 50 passes a game.
Okay.
I'm saying you won a game. Congratulations. And Greg Roman has already managed to scare the heber-jeebers out of me if I'm a Chargers fan.
Well, my biggest problem with the Chargers is I don't feel like I'm going to know for a few weeks who this team really is, because they just beat the Raiders, and you all know how I feel about them. Now they get the Panthers at Bank of America Stadium this weekend. They could win that game 800-0, and I still would go, yeah, the Panthers suck, though. Like, nothing's really going to be proven to me that you can beat the Raiders and the Panthers. Maybe by week 3, I'm feeling a little bit better, more sure about the Steelers, that maybe that game, going on the road, winning that game might be a statement.
You win a game in Pittsburgh on the road, I don't care where they are.
Mm-hmm.
That will help. I don't think what I saw Sunday is sustainable. And it's going to bite you eventually.
Right. Number 19.
The other. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, if we played 30-minute NFL football games, you would have gone up so high this week. We don't.
No, you got to finish games. You got to figure out a way not to lose the big lead. And we've seen this team do this too many times. My biggest plus out of this week was Tank Bigsby. He is coming on with a vengeance. And now that you can add in the wrinkle, or you should be, Dougie, you should be adding in the wrinkle of maybe we should split these carries. Maybe we make Travis Etienne just the, more of the passing back, and then we are going to just hurt your feelings with Tank.
Tank Bigsby was fantastic.
He was great. At one point in the game, he was averaging like 12 yards a carry. I came back to the mean throughout the game, but still, guy had a great breakout week. I think he should be on everybody's waiver wire this week.
No doubt.
And he's going to get much more of the share than Travis Etienne wants him to.
I would agree with that. Etienne scared me all off season long. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know it was because of Tank Bigsby, but now that's a thing I know. But, you just let this game slip right through your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And Travis Etienne fumbles at the 1 yard line. Or we're probably not talking about this. And we're probably looking at Jacksonville going, hey.
And we're asking some big questions about the Miami Dolphins.
I'm asking those anyway.
Well, we do. Well, yes. You have to ask the questions, but had they lost this game, obviously it would have been much different.
Here's my number. Well, I'll ask those questions when we get to Miami.
Yeah. Jacksonville coming in at number 19. Number 18.
The New Orleans Saints.
This is one that I had a problem with. Or not really a problem with. We got to this point and I went, are we overvaluing New Orleans because they beat the snot out of the Panthers?
You just hate Derek Carr.
I don't hate Derek Carr.
You hate the Raiders. You hate the Saints. You're a Derek Carr hater.
He is maddeningly inconsistent, and that's why I dislike Derek Carr.
See, to me, Derek Carr is maddeningly consistent in that he's just not awesome. All right, what's your? So you think this is too high? Is what you're? Name me the team behind them that you would put them in front of.
I don't really have a great one.
There you go.
But I don't know that I don't know. They're not head and shoulders above anybody in this.
No.
Like they face anybody behind them going all the way back to the Tennessee Titans. And I feel like that's a coin flip game when the New Orleans Saints are involved.
I'm looking at so I have the entire Week 2 power rankings in front of me.
Yes.
I trust the top 6 teams a good bit.
Yes.
From 7 to 26. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you.
It's just a lot still to figure out.
But you have at least a modicum of an upside.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the bottom 6 that I just go, oh, boy, you're bad.
Mm-hmm.
You'll win some games. You didn't mean to.
No. New Orleans is a team that if they can come out with that same little chip on their shoulder, because there definitely was a chip there of we have so many naysayers, people say our coach is not good. We know that they hear all this stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And they came out and mashed a lesser team, which is what good teams should do.
You'll know more about New Orleans this week.
Yes.
They go to Dallas, and I feel like we're going to learn something about both of those teams this week.
Is that a shootout game?
I really don't think so. I don't know what Vegas has the over-under on that game set at, but I'm incredibly curious.
I would imagine that it would be up there 49-ish, 49.5.
45.5.
45.5.
And I'll take the under.
Really?
I will.
Okay.
I want to see if New Orleans can win a game like that, not just, hey, Alvin Kamara, whew.
He's back.
I hope you listen to me on him in the offseason because he looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashid Shaheed is an absolute dog.
Yes. That was my first big win of the weekend on the old DraftKings.
He's real fast.
Yes. Number 17.
The Chicago Bears.
Caleb Williams did not look good. He was terrible in his start.
Yep.
They won that game through big plays on the defense and the special teams. Was it just a one-off because it's the first game? Or is this going to be a long learning, growing process for Caleb and this offense? Because he did not look like he was on time with anything.
Caleb Williams
from what I
looks
saw.
like he is very, very far away from being a high-end quarterback. He had a 22 QBR. By point of reference, Will Levis's was 9 points higher. He was awful. Now, here's the question. Does it continue to get better week by week? This was my fear with Chicago, and it remains my fear with Chicago. This week they go to Houston. The next week they go to Indianapolis. Then they play the Rams. That is 3 weeks of very different kinds of defense that can create very different kinds of chaos. And I'm not sure that we're going to know by the end of this 3-week stretch, by the end of September, the hope from Chicago would be it looks like you're getting to a competent NFL quarterback. Chicago is going to win games in 2024 in spite of Caleb Williams, not because of him.
Hence week 1.
Week 1, he did nothing
Right.
to win them a football game.
Right.
The receivers look frustrated, and that's not going to get better. It's a long time till you play Carolina. And you play Carolina and Washington. That's 2 of the 3 games you play in the month of November. But then look at what you get after that. Because you have to play at the Cardinals, which is not a fun defense to play. They're not great, but it's not that spunky little team we talked about. A very talented Patriots team. A very talented Packers team. The Vikings, who do not look like a pushover with Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at the end of it. At the Lions, at the 49ers, at the Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, at the Packers. You better hope you annihilate teams between now and the end of November. Because if you don't, and you're trying to scratch into the playoffs, I don't think Caleb Williams can do it. It's one thing to beat Will Levis when Will Levis beats himself. There's a big difference in beating Matthew Stafford and beating Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray and Jordan Love and even Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that you're ready to compete on that level. I don't know that you have the confidence to compete on that level.
I don't either.
That's a big thing with Caleb, I feel like, and I just hope it doesn't snowball out of control for him. Right? There's so many dudes who can come into this league and feel confident, you know, have that swagger that they need to go into a rookie season, and then they aren't getting it. They get, you know, not necessarily they're getting matered, but they're out of their element, and the noise gets so loud that it takes you completely out of your game, and then you just kind of become an even bigger head case than we thought you were. And I don't know how quickly they turn on him.
The problem is the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
I've already, as we've stated, we met a lot of Chicago people over the course of our offseason. I have been watching their content, and it's already starting.
Yikes.
Uh-oh.
Don't do this, guys.
Uh-oh. Is Caleb not what he was built to be?
Right.
The defense won it for us, but any quarterback could have blah, 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 blah. I'm already seeing it.
I'm not necessarily calling for a ban on fans like Jermaine Illuminor is, but lighten up on the kid a little bit, okay? Let's just take it easy.
David Hips sent me a message on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Said, "Menfuriating should be the name of the segment for shot in the dark players." Just
good for you.
Good for you, dude. Like, anytime you send something that's that much of a banger, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Because you deserve the shout out. We're not the only funny men here. We got a lot of funny men that listen to this show.
I was also thinking that we might need to rebrand the I'm Mad segment to Menfuriating. Menfuriating with Flostradamus.
Oh,
that makes me love that nickname even more now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's radio for the heavy flow days. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Way too early to tell what type of impacts we get here. I can say this, it doesn't look like significant rainfall, but we may be on the eastern edge of that precipitation that could spread some showers in here late week. Let's enjoy the next couple of days. Mostly sunny today, low 80s. Tonight, some fog back, mid-50s. Wednesday morning, a little fog, then partly sunny, upper 70s. And just a chance of showers Thursday, a little better chance of showers Friday, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Asheville Smiles has been featured in national publications like Good Housekeeping and Woman's Day. And check out this 5-star Google review. My dental experience was wonderful. I cannot say enough about Dr. Merrill and her amazing team at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. Dr. Merrill took time to explain everything. She made me feel relaxed and confident that I was in good hands. I apologize for those tears at your office. Those were tears of joy. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Dr. Merrill, for the hope to get my smile back. Check out Asheville Smiles online at ashevillesmiles.com.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
WWNC.com.
With live, local breaking news.
And the latest weather and traffic updates.
It's the website preferred by 9 out of 10 people who want to know what's going on.
News Radio 570 WWNC.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town, packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Ford Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
And we are back on ESPN Asheville. Oh, man, we have way too much fun in this studio sometimes.
Boy. Yeah.
And
Hey, you know, one of these days we're going to figure out a way to make the breaks their own independent show.
we're gonna need more hands for that.
That was a lot. In the course of 1 3.5 minute commercial break, we went down about 7 rabbit holes.
It is the joy that is this wonderful here radio program, and we've got a super chat from Richard Hoffman, who says in the YouTube chat, y'all bring refreshing sports takes every day. Western North Carolina appreciates you.
That's very kind, Richard.
It is. It's like a cool summer's eve.
I knew you were going to find a way to do that. I really did. This wasn't a super chat, but it's from Tresner, and I have to say this.
Tresner.
Do you see the comment?
No.
Said you can't stop Tyreek Hill, you can only hope to detain him.
Oh, that needs to be a shirt.
That's Tresner, you win. That's
comment of the day. Comment of the day.
That's quality work, gents. We're just.
Let's get into the top half of the NFL Power Rankings for Week 2 here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Live from the Ingles studio. Low prices. Love the savings. Number 16. It's your favorite. My favorite.
I'm still stuck on the Cleveland Browns.
Ah. Boy, howdy. What in the world is happening there, and how long is the leash going to be for Deshaun Watson?
Fact or fiction? If Deshaun Watson got abducted by space aliens right now,
yes,
you would still have the Cleveland Browns as a borderline playoff team.
Yes.
That's where I'm at.
They were with Joe Flacco. I can't imagine that this team got that much worse in 1 year. Again, this was a situation we talked about yesterday. I don't believe that the Dallas Cowboys are that good to have that kind of an outcome. That was kind of embarrassing at times. Cleveland was terrible. Deshaun's been terrible. And if Jameis Winston took over this team today, I would love their offense more because he can actually throw.
Satisfied Browns fan is not satisfied anymore. He is.
He's super mad.
He's enraged Browns fan.
Mm-hmm. He's infuriated, if you will.
No doubt. And I get it. I would. All right, I'm going to say something, and I don't have a lot on the Browns because I think the Cowboy game was kind of a throwaway. Am I the only one that thinks it's funny? Who are the teams that we thought going into this year had the best handful of defenses in the NFL?
Well, maybe Baltimore and Cleveland and New York.
I never said Baltimore.
Really?
No. And I still don't believe Baltimore's one of them.
Okay.
Jets, Cleveland Browns, Atlanta Falcons were up there pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
They were up there real high for me after they added Justin Simmons and Judon.
Yep.
All three of them were terrible in week 1. Am I the only one that thinks maybe there is a merit that defenses in week 1 are not quite as up to speed as the offenses are? Because in the preseason, nobody's playing. So defense is a lot more difficult to me than offense because you're relying on 10 guys. One boo-boo, and the whole play's shot, especially if you play a lot of zone. It's something I started thinking about last night because I was going through all these teams that I thought were really, really good defensively. San Francisco, they weren't good defensively last night. They just were never on the field.
Mm-hmm.
When the Jets had the ball, they were fine. Go back and watch it. I've already seen it twice. Sober and not so.
Not so sober.
There's a merit to that. There were not many great defensive performances.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them happened against each other, and that was the Titans and the Bears.
But is that not the NFL these days?
I think it is, but don't be shocked if those defensive teams come on as the season goes along. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater with the Browns. I'm not doing it with the Jets. I'm not doing it with really any of these really good defensive teams. Even Houston. Houston's a team that we think is really good defensively. They were not great defensively against Indianapolis.
I mean, it's like that old. It's like that old diesel engine saying. You get it's gonna be fine. It's gonna get going. It's gonna run forever. But it's slow to get started.
It's the old air conditioner slogan. It's hard to stop a train. Well, it's pretty damn hard to start one too. So.
Especially to get one to the temperature that Jeremy likes to keep a hotel room.
Oh my!
I don't think I could do that 2 nights in a row.
Oh my God! I can't believe you just said that. I'm so glad you said that. So we stayed in Charlotte for the Mayo Kickoff Classic.
Yeah.
I have never. I love my wife to the depths of my soul, as deeply as you could ever love another person.
Mm-hmm.
We walk in the hotel. We have been tailgating all day. She was drinking in my stead because I had to be responsible and drive back the Parks Ford Mobile Studio. So she was in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
We walk in the hotel. She is one step away from just deceased.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing she did when she walked in was turn the air conditioner as low as it would go. And I went, I love you so much. You are so... you are the person on this earth that was made for me.
I was going to say, you've trained her well.
Oh, it's... I was so proud.
Because I mean that's what I do. Like even like even if we come in and I'm cold and I know my wife is hot, I will turn the fan on for her because I know she's uncomfortable. Now how long was it after she cranked it? Did she start complaining that it was too cold?
She never complained once.
Really?
She did, however, find 2 blankets in the closet, and she was.
See that?
She's good to go. I slept on top of the blankets.
Yeah.
She slept under like 7.
Yeah.
So, That's synergy, folks.
I gotta remember. I gotta take my hoodie with me.
Your electric blanket,
no doubt.
Bro, we're going to Columbia, South Carolina. I don't think you're gonna need it.
I mean, it'll feel good for a minute.
This will be one time that you walk in and go, 60's fine. All right, so it's 60 in here. It's 8 degrees cooler than the 7th layer of hell outside. It blends. It's fine. You walk in almost ready to melt, and then you freeze back into a solid form when you go in the house.
You just stand in the doorway, and then it's best of both worlds.
Boom.
That's problem solving.
Boom.
At its finest. Have we even talked about a team yet?
Yes, the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns.
And we didn't have much to say.
Good.
Bench your quarterback because he's awful.
Number 15.
Just get a free massages sign, lead him right into a shipping container, and off he goes.
Oh, that's too soon. Too soon.
Really?
Still fresh. You saw the story. He got another charge.
Did he?
There's
really?
another lawsuit. Another lawsuit just got filed, dating back to 2020. Same lawyer and everything. No. This is not new. This is nothing that happened recently. This was from 2020. It was, a leftover from those days that he'd rather forget. And he'd rather all of us forget, but none of us are going to.
I don't think he wants to forget, but he definitely wants us to forget. Number 15.
Number 15.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Are they good?
No, they're not good. They're gross. They're gross and awful and somehow kind of visually appeasing because T.J. Watt is just that dude. Good Lord have mercy, is he good?
On defense only. Are they visually appeasing?
Oh, their offense looks like a wing tee brought to you by Lou Holtz. This is football the way football's supposed to be played, so I need you to shut your mouth and let them do it.
Still might be better than what they get from Russ, though.
Oh, no doubt. Justin Fields starting this week, too.
Mm-hmm. Still keeping an eye on Russ, but we're starting him again.
And I will say this. Russell Wilson in full pads in a game that he's inactive in is the Dr. Anthony Fauci of NFL quarterbacks. This is why we don't like you, okay? Because you're weird, and I don't know what you're doing. Why are your pads on, buddy? There is nothing that can happen here that leads to you on this field. I want to be with like one of the guys, but you're not.
No doubt.
You're not one of the guys.
I want to show them I'm all in. Even when I'm not playing, I'm in this fight with you.
That would be like a kid in your high school showing up dressed in full pads for a football Friday and just going, I'm one of the guys. No, you're not.
That's a guy. That's a guy trying way too hard.
It's also something Tank would do, and now I could never unsee that.
I was going to say that is kind of the equivalent of me wearing black to a whiteout game.
You did wear black to a whiteout game. Indeed. And I'm so glad somebody pointed that out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the Steelers, it's just going to be a week-to-week thing. They really didn't do anything offensively to win against the Atlanta Falcons, but you were so good defensively. You kept forcing turnovers. You kept creating havoc. And that's just what Pittsburgh's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow them to create havoc, they can beat you. If you don't, they can't score on you.
Mm-hmm. I would say this is probably about the average of scores of their games this year as well. I'll be shocked if too many of their games go over 28 points between the two teams. Because the offense is terrible and the defense is good, and guess what? You're about exactly the same as the Cleveland Browns, and that's why we ranked you together.
Oh, we got breaking news.
Oh, yeah. Let's hit that button.
News.
Here comes the money.
Nope. That wasn't it. There it is.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
kickoff temperature in Columbia, 78 degrees. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. I like
Holt
it.
with the assist there. There is a 200% chance of rain, though.
That's way more palatable than.
Oh, I already see.
I would much rather it be 78 and raining than.
I already see.
God awful. 90 degrees and humid. Ugh.
Jeremy is going to be one drunk, just soaking wet, rained on Gamecock. I'd see it coming.
Oh goodness. There's no telling what kind of shape you're going to be in if the weather's not oppressive.
Rough.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough book, bro.
Let's go number 14 in the Week 2 Power Rankings. The Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, yeah, that was my part.
That was your part.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay, the team that played this week.
29.
You get ranked way far behind. But the fact that we know there's another team in here, and the reason we know that is because you continue to show us this every year. For some reason, Zach Taylor does not have his team ever prepared for week 1, 2, or 3. For the most part. On average, they are clueless for the first month of the season.
The Cincinnati Bengals, and once I say this, you're never going to unsee it. The Cincinnati Bengals are the Christmas decorations of the NFL.
Okay.
If you put them out in September, you're a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
October, it's still touch and go. November, getting a little acceptable. December, perfect, and it's fine and acceptable to still have them out in January. But if you get to February, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati Bengals. They're awful in September. They're half-us in October. November, December, and January is where you actually see what Cincinnati is. I am not that worried about that team. I know it was ugly. You have to get the Jamar Chase thing done. I know he said he didn't want to talk about this in season. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You go to him. You tell him, I will give you what you want. There you go. Get it done. And frankly, I wouldn't be averse to you doing it with T. Higgins either.
Yep.
Because you're going to need it. You are not good stopping the run. That part scares me. The only thing that doesn't scare me is I look up and down the schedule and go, you don't play a lot of teams that really worry me running the ball. There's not a lot of teams in the AFC that worry me running the ball, to be quite frank with you. The Jets kind of do, much less after last night than they did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't worry about Buffalo. I worry to a point about Miami.
Baltimore you need to worry about.
I worry about Lamar Jackson.
Not Derrick Henry?
Not really.
Oh, you should.
What that you saw Thursday night makes you go, oh, God, I'm terrified of Derrick Henry. That was like somebody trying to imitate an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Oh, it's so scary. The monster's terrifying. And it's like a dude that they just didn't put any light on. It's like, oh, it's so scary. I can't see it. It's just a guy.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
Derrick Henry's just a guy.
It looked that way Thursday.
Okay.
Surely looked that way Thursday. Now Lamar Jackson, slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really not concerned about Cincinnati. They do this every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And as time goes on, they'll get better. Do you disagree with anything I just said here?
No, I do not. We are in full agreement on the power rankings here. We did have a nice little come to Jesus session, mediation, I guess you can say, before the show started.
We divvied up the assets for when I leave the show.
Don't do that to people. Don't.
God, if you could have read some of the text messages I got yesterday. You are awful. I hate you so much.
So much.
And I laughed. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be tapping out on the Cincinnati Bengals this early.
If they beat Kansas City in Kansas City this week, would it shock you?
No.
Wouldn't me either.
It will not.
It would be the most Cincinnati Bengals thing
Jamar Chase returns. T. Higgins is back. Everything starts flowing, and here comes, Joe Burr, who beats Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
He's 3-1 against them, right?
And I'm not even saying I'm picking that to happen. It just wouldn't shock me.
No, it wouldn't.
And then after Kansas City, you get the Commanders, the Panthers, the Ravens, and one of those is on a short week. I don't know which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, the Browns. So you got 5 games there that are completely winnable. You go 4-1 there, even if you lose to the Chiefs, you're 4-3, and the back half of your schedule it's fine. But I mean, none of these teams are great.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We will take the break for the top of the hour, and then when we come back, we'll be into the Dirty Dozen. Well, I mean, there's 13 left, but
2 of them
it's
are
a
tied.
Baker's Dozen. How about that? The Baker's Weird. The Baker's Dozen.
I see what you
coming
did
up
there.
next. We're going to talk about a team very close to my heart. We're way too high in these early season power rankings, and I'm not sure that I am liking this. You're in the Sportsocracy. We'll be right back.
Summit Dental believes that success is defined by the quality of care and not by the number of patients seen. If you're looking for a different dental experience or you're new to town, call Summit Dental. Dr. Reinhardt and his staff pride themselves on a personalized approach to dental care and to building relationships with their patients. Expect complimentary benefit pre-checks that detail any insurance estimated out-of-pocket costs before you visit, and close attention to your comfort during that visit. Summit Dental, 828-277-6868.
iHeartMedia Asheville can't wait to bring you Show Love Fest, presented by HCA Healthcare, Saturday, September 14th at Carrier Park. Asheville, this is your opportunity to gather with your community's healthcare workers and show them the love. Live music, food, and beer trucks, and great prizes. Healthcare workers, be sure to bring something to show you work in healthcare for grand prize eligibility. Free and open to the public. Bring your lawn chairs and feel the love. iHeart Asheville's Show Love Fest, presented by HCA Healthcare and Mission Health. Details at showlovefest.com.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season. And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Open the Bojangles app and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Going to big box retailers for batteries? Flag on the play. Locally owned Rainy Battery has the lowest prices on all your battery needs. Don't fumble when you can find everything from watch batteries to batteries for cars, RVs, trucks, golf carts, and more at Rainy Battery. Get brands you know and trust like AC Delco, Motorcraft for the lowest prices, plus custom battery cables made in-house. Go to rainybattery.com or stop in today for a quote. That's rainybattery.com.
All across the Tar Heel State, this is Carolina football.
Stepping through a tackle and stepping to the end zone. It is pouring points in Chapel Hill. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win!
The Heels clash with the North Carolina Central Eagles. Pre-game coverage starts at 5 p.m. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. on your home for Carolina football.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Way too early to tell what type of impacts we get here. I can say this, it doesn't look like significant rainfall, but we may be on the eastern edge of that precipitation that could spread some showers in here late week. Let's enjoy the next couple of days. Mostly sunny today, low 80s. Tonight, some fog back, mid-50s. Wednesday morning, a little fog, then partly sunny, upper 70s. And just a chance of showers Thursday, a little better chance of showers Friday, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
The Sportsocracy.
Told you.
He did make me think.
Don't do it.
Live from the Ingalls studio.
Don't do it unless you want to hear how I feel.
Weekdays, noon to 3.
Best just put that on conversation probation and leave it alone.
On ESPN Asheville.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle. Just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
From the Ingalls studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville. The Sportsocracy is live on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We are heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. You can see us live in the Ingalls studio on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat for this Power Rankings Tuesday last night. Monday Night Football. Not the best start of the season for the New York Jets. You want to hear Jeremy's full take on that from the first hour. You can go back and check that out on the podcast, or, of course, go back and check it out after we are done with the Power Rankings here today on the YouTube. Last night was fun for me, Jeremy, because I did that thing that you tell me not to do, which is gamble, because I'm not that great at it. But
not that great at it that is a way to say that.
Well, you don't have to be mean about it.
I don't have to be, but it's way more fun for me that way.
I did have Breece Hall first touchdown scorer last night, though, and that was a nice pull for me, and nice for my DraftKings account. If you want to bet touchdowns this season with the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you should try it out. It's quite fun, especially when they have the no sweat bets and all of that. They've got bonuses for certain games, and they'll give you the little lineup right there. All you got to do when you pull up your phone to get ready for the games that night, it'll tell you what all is available for you. Whole bunch of props. That's the place to bet touchdowns. Score big with the DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms. The winnings were just too much for me to ignore last night with that little bonus bet, and good luck to you in your betting endeavors this season. Hope they turn out way better than mine because it's the only win that I have in the last couple of days. Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Hook'em is still that's still mine.
That's still your biggest win, and it was
and
way
I'll be
much
real
more.
honest with you, it's probably going to be my biggest win for a minute because I don't see me being that confident about anything. I'm not sure I would have bet that much money that the sun was going to come up tomorrow.
Right. We can continue here with the NFL Power Rankings. It's week 2. We are inside the top baker's dozen because we have a tie for 12th place this week. And it's between my team,
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
and the Green Bay Packers. We'll talk about the Packers. Go ahead.
The Green Bay Packers.
We'll talk about them more in just a second. But first, let's talk about Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
RELAX. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You beat the Carolina Panthers light. Maybe simmer down.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe don't lose your mind that Baker's going to go to the Pro Bowl. He's going MVP, and we're going to the Super Bowl. I can't take it with you. I can't do it. You're all, other than Tank, Ronnie George, and like a handful of other Buccaneer fans I know, y'all are crazy people. You need to a big old glass of water just thrown right in your face. Simmer down.
Hey, you're ordering a glass of water for the face? There's one coming on Sunday.
In the form of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, this Tampa team has to go up to Detroit and play against the Lions. And I don't think it's going to be fun, honestly, guys. I don't think we're going to come away with that thinking the same things we thought this week.
We are a 7.5-point dog, which is a bad sign.
It's not going to go well.
Tampa Bay is going to be that team.
Mm-hmm.
They will smoke bad teams because they're talented.
Mm-hmm.
They do have talent. Then you're going to come up against a legit big boy defense, and you're going to see that Whittle Baker Mayfield is still the same player that he's always been.
He always has those plays, and I know every quarterback has those plays, but they stand out more to me when Baker does it. But for the most part, in games like that, where their talent level is equal to or greater than their opponent, he's pretty much, for the most part, always going to shine. And that's why it's such a roller coaster being a fan of this team and being a fan of Baker. Because the really good games can make you think he's on the verge of being great. Mm-hmm. And then you find out when he faces tougher teams, then maybe not. He lived in that 500 world with the Cleveland Browns. He's no real different now. He's just with a team that has talent.
Outside of one fun little run in 2020, would you like to hear the QBR of Baker Mayfield every time he's gone over 85 the following week? 67.7, 30.5, 57.2. Oh, I ain't got to the good part yet. 34.1. That was the only time he did it in 2021. 2022, he only did it once. Or no, he did it twice. 21.2, 30.6. And then we get to Tampa Bay Baker, who Tampa Bay Baker was better than any Baker we've ever seen before. 23.8, 17.1, 20.3.
And these are games directly after having...
The week after having an 85 QBR or higher in Tampa Bay, he never gave you better than a 30. And guess what? He finna do it again.
Yep.
Because Detroit is going to screw with you. Then the following week you get Denver. And we might be on the same roller coaster all over again.
And then we're back to 2-1. And then you play the Eagles. And then you play the Falcons. And we're back to... You're going to yo-yo like this. Or we, as Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we are going to yo-yo like this all the time.
Mike Florio
is smoking
has them
crimes.
at 6 and said, keep sleeping on this team. I'm going to go get my nightcap and my gown because I'm going to keep sleeping on this team because you're not that good.
Mm-hmm.
You may very well win this division. I'm not as sold on that as everybody else is. But you're not a threat to squat.
No. You're not a threat to win a title.
Which leads us to the other team at number 12.
Yes.
The Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a threat to squat either. And you want me to tell you why? Because Jordan Love is exactly who I've told you he is. I was too low on him at the outset. And then all of you lost your damn minds. And he became one of the highest paid players in the NFL. And then in Brazil, you saw exactly what he is. Just not that good. He was horror-awful against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not saying that's the player he is. I don't really see that big of a difference between the Buccaneers and the Packers. You have a maddeningly inconsistent quarterback that has a section of your fan base that are complete wackadoodles. And you're not realistic about this guy. And it drives people like me crazy because I don't understand what it is you're seeing, and I don't understand how you're not seeing this. The difference, Green Bay has better talent around Jordan Love than Tampa Bay does around Baker.
In what respect?
I just pillar to post. I think you have a better defense. I think you have a better receiving core. Yes, I think you have a better receiving core. They have 5. You have 2.
Okay.
You give me Jalen McMillan all you want to. He's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
He's a rookie that had, a catch in week 1? And Trey Palmer's fine. My 5's Dontavian Wicks. Yeah, there's a difference there. I may not have a Mike Evans.
Right.
I got 5 Chris Godwins.
Okay. You might have a Chris Godwin.
Jaden Reed. Right now, Jaden Reed, Chris Godwin, which one are you taking? Because for me, it's not even close.
Jaden Reed?
It's not even close. Absolutely not even close.
Okay.
And I think in terms of talent, Romeo Dobbs and, yes, he's officially got to that point where I will say his name correctly.
Good.
Even though he spells it wrong.
Good.
Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks. I got 2 tight ends that I think are legit.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have so on the tight end. I mean, Cade's fine, but he's not real good. He's not real good. I see both of these teams. It's
eerily
a coin flip.
Similar.
It is a coin flip between the two of them. You've got really good spots. You've got really big deficiencies. And this is where you're going to live in this little, hey, we're chasing down a wild card spot, maybe threatened for the division. But it's not sold that either of these teams are the top team in their division.
And now, Chio in our YouTube chat said the offense wasn't great overall week 1, especially early game. So if you want to attack Love, that offense overall had issues. Okay, let me preface what I just said. I'm not attacking Jordan Love. I absolutely hate the situation the kid's been put in because I don't think he can satiate what you think he is. That's not his fault. Jordan Love is what he is. And he gets compared to Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, Brett Favre, because of where he was drafted. That's not his fault. I honestly feel bad for Jordan Love that you will never, ever be able to satiate the contract you signed and the fan base that is starved to not be in a situation where they don't have an elite quarterback. Now, I'm not trying to attack the kid. I think he's done a great job improving on some of his deficiencies. The problem is that some of these deficiencies are never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
His mechanics are awful at times. When he gets rushed, his feet get happy. It's not gotten better.
Yep.
He's gotten better at a lot of things. But the structural things, that ain't going to change.
Yep. Overall, these two teams are very similar. I do not feel good with having them tied with each other, though, because of the fact that Jordan Love is banged up. Now, we don't know how bad that is. It all started of, oh, God, he could be on IR, and then apparently now they're talking about he could play this week.
Well, I don't think he's going to play this week. I think he's going to miss about 2 weeks. But even with that, it doesn't change the 2 to 53.
Yeah,
that injury's not if Jordan Love was done for the year, then I would start factoring that in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not factoring in a 2-week injury. This is where I think these teams are if all things are equal.
Right. But that's what I was saying. For this week, they're pretty even long term. For this week, I couldn't have Green Bay ahead of Tampa because of the injury. Then, at number 11, it's your team.
The New York Football Jets.
But the defense. Okay, so they had a bad game.
Yeah,
all right, they got out-schemed.
The defense was awful. They got out-schemed. The offense gave me a lot to be intrigued by.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a lot to be happy about.
Mm-hmm. This was the offense that you were waiting on last year. You put that together with the superstar defense that will come together. They'll figure it out. Hopefully this won't turn into a big drama show. Who was it, Sauce Gardner, that was chirping at the coaches last night?
Yeah, Sauce got mouthy with and I haven't gotten a great read on if it was Saleh or Ulbrich. I've heard both.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have been both. But that's why he was standing on the sideline. That was a punishment thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a point of, I'm one of the best corners in the NFL. At worst, I might be the best corner in the NFL. And I'm out here on Kyle Juszczyk because Kyle Shanahan is dragging Robert Saleh down the sidewalk in terms of scheme. And I understand why he was upset. I was upset. I could not fathom, how are you not seeing what they're doing and how are you not adjusting to it? And they never did.
Mm-hmm.
They never did. And then when they finally did try to do something, it was at the expense of the front seven, and Jordan Mason just ran it down their throats.
Yep. Only two teams that we have not said yet here in the power rankings for week 2. We'll get you inside the top 10 coming up next here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to InventHelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at InventHelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's InventHelp.com. InventHelp.com.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion. Trust me, I know about joint pain.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, talks about chronic joint pain and exciting new regenerative treatments from QC Kinetics.
I know what it's like to fight through pain, but now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced, all-natural regenerative medicine that can give you lasting relief with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Do you suffer with constant pain from arthritis or injury? Pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or lower back? Don't assume steroids, pain meds, and surgery are your only options. Regenerative, restorative, natural solutions are now available.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love.
Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation and learn how regenerative medicine can repair and restore damaged joint tissue.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real, in the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people? On dope?
NFL Week 2 Power Rankings rolling on here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Inside the top 10, not the top 2. I meant to say 10 going into that last break. At number 10 this week, Flostradamus, we have
the Buffalo Bills.
You got to do the circle the wagons thing.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, this was not a terrible win for them. We've said that Arizona's not going to be a fun team. And we've said that we feel like this team has some deficiencies with the weapons that are around Josh Allen. Josh Allen found a way to win that game.
I have never felt better about a wager that I placed in the offseason than I do right now of Josh Allen to win MVP. He managed to be the best player on the field and only threw it 23 times.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Also, Keon Coleman is a dog.
Oh, but he doesn't separate. He does run real fast to the 40. So if we were there at the Olympics, he would.
Yeah, it's just a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe watch a little tape, bruh. Stop looking at 40 times. Keon Coleman's phenomenal.
Was he dusting them?
He was phenomenal. He only had 4 catches for 51 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched the All-22. I have a couple Bills fan friends, and every single one of them sent me, Keon Coleman is going to be a dude, and I wanted to go back and see what they were talking about.
Right.
So yesterday, in the 2-hour lead-up to, oh, my God, the game doesn't kick off for 2 more hours. What am I going to do to keep me from pulling my hair out and eating it? I went back and watched some separate teams that I wanted to see, and Keon Coleman is so good.
So will he be the one by the season's end?
I don't think you have to wait till season's end. I think he's the one right now. I think he is the number 1 receiver in that offense right now.
Did you learn anything about their defense? Because is it a concern that you gave up 4 scores to the Arizona Cardinals?
It is to a point, but you have to look at how those scores happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one of them was kick return, DJ Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was they gave up a field goal on a short field. They gave up a 2 70-yard drives and a couple field goals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I hate that you gave up a kick return. But the Cardinals had 270 total yards in the entire game. They basically had the scoring drives and nothing else. So, am I concerned about it? I'm concerned because the schedule they play is evil.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't say I'm any more worried about it now than I was.
I've denigrated the secondary all offseason long.
I mean, you kept Marvin Harrison Jr. to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to struggle out of the slot. Kyler Murray and Greg Dortch, they found each other a lot.
Next week, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Down in Miami, that's not going to be fun.
That's Thursday night.
And that's really the litmus test for what this defense is going to be capable of.
You know, it's funny you said it that way. Because number 9 is the Miami Dolphins. I punted on this one. AFC East, I watched all 4 of you this week, and the only one I can tell you definitively is not as good as the other 3 is the New England Patriots. And it's just you don't have the talent.
Mm-hmm.
Could they beat 2 or 3, win 2 or 3 of their 6 division games? Sure. Wouldn't shock me in the least. Miami struggled mightily against the Jacksonville Jaguars and really needed their own incompetence to beat them. And you had to win on a field goal at the horn just to beat a team that actively felt like they were trying to beat themselves. I don't feel great about that. I had Miami and the Jets ahead of Buffalo starting the year. The Jets lost. Buffalo didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think Buffalo's better than the Jets right now? Not really. Do I think the Dolphins are definitively better than the Bills or the Jets? Not really.
Not really.
I think they're three flawed teams, but you get into this part of the power rankings, and I don't really trust any of these teams. Now I'm getting into who has the most talent. Miami has a lot of talent. The Jets have a lot of talent. Buffalo seems to just find a way to win. They don't have as much talent as the other two, but I think they're a better team right now. And that's going to be fluid week to week. One of the games I'm most excited about this week is Dolphins-Bills Thursday Night Football, which is rare because I usually hate the Thursday night game.
Yes. At number 8.
This makes me want to vomitate in my shoes. The Dallas Cowboys.
Why does it make you want to vomitate?
I don't know. I still don't think you're good. I really don't. I think there's a humbling coming, but I don't know when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I battled over the Cowboys of where do they have to go?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is it. You can't say that, well, the 33-17 win over the Browns meant nothing. But there weren't really great positives to pull away from it. You didn't really feel like Cleveland was pushing you defensively, and your offense was clunky as hell.
And I guess
Did you feel good
at.
about anything the Dallas Cowboys threw out on offense?
No.
It didn't look
CeeDee
like
Lamb. That's a lie.
Well,
I did feel good about CeeDee
Well, I mean,
Lamb.
he's always going to be the static there.
Mm-hmm.
But did you look at that and go, oh, Dak Prescott's playing with a bigger chip on his shoulder now that he got paid? No. We didn't see the breakout.
I looked at this and went, this was an NFL game where grand total you didn't break 500 yards of offense. You had 2 Brown turnovers that just completely blew this game out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And a kick return touchdown for the Cowboys. Other than that, it was a bunch of Brandon Aubrey field goals, and I'm really sad that he didn't try that 71-yard field goal he lined up for.
I feel like after we just watched the New Orleans Saints put up 45 points this weekend, if they can get close to that against the Dallas Cowboys, you could have your humble game come in week 2. If your offense struggles like it did against Cleveland, against the New Orleans Saints, you could lose that game.
You could. I just feel like Dallas it's going to catch up to them, the fact that they have nobody in the run game that they can trust. It's going to catch up to them that now with the injury to Jacob Turd Ferguson, they only have one receiver that they really trust.
Right.
Of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to get you eventually. The defense was impressive. I did like what Mike Zimmer did, moved Micah Parsons all over the place, and he was a terror. But I'm not jumping up and down about anything they did.
Mm-hmm. Dallas Cowboys are at 8. We stay in the division.
Speaking of teams that I didn't jump up and down about anything you did, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I mean, if you think the Packers are good, the fact that
the Packers are fine.
The fact that the Eagles beat the Packers, I mean, it's better than beating up on a bad team like the Bucs did or the New Orleans Saints did. So, I mean, there had to be something that you pulled away from that.
Saquon Barkley's really, really, really good at football.
No doubt. He is the rug. He is the rug that ties the room together.
A.J. Brown is really, really good at football. The next person that tells me Jair Alexander's better than Sauce Gardner, I'm going to open mouth laugh in their face. That's the 3 things I pulled from this game.
Yeah.
The 2 low keys are Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love, maybe the 2 most overpaid people on the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like they were playing Rochambeau. Which one of you is going to make the last mistake? And that's who wins. And that's basically exactly how it happened. Jordan Love had it last. He made the last mistake.
Mm-hmm. But I came away from that thinking Jordan Love's kind of he's more on his game than Jalen is. Did you feel that way?
I thought Jalen Hurts was actively drunk for 3/4 of that game. Running into trouble there was nothing there that was good.
The interception that he threw to Xavier McKinney, was there even a receiver close?
I still don't know.
Was there anybody around? Because I think the camera showed there was a guy there, but he'd have had to been 9 feet tall to catch that ball.
Jalen Hurts makes very questionable decisions as a quarterback that are going to keep Philadelphia in games, make games closer than they should be, and they're going to do that thing you always talk about of playing with your food. They have talent defensively. And I think over time it's going to get better. Quinyon Mitchell.
Dog.
Whoa, buddy. He had one bad play. Outside of that, he was an absolute animal.
All over. It was a promising start for that young man.
Philadelphia has so much damn talent that at some point that has to make up for Nick Sirianni. And, I don't think it's ironic that the more time Sirianni spends in that building, the worse Jalen Hurts looks. I don't think that's ironic.
I don't either. But the fact that they were able to go out and get Saquon Barkley, and Saquon came in and had that kind of a start to where they looked, when he had the ball in his hands, they looked every bit of a Super Bowl contender. The problem was when it rested on Jalen to make plays, you were often left scratching your head going, good God, if they just had a little bit better of a quarterback.
And even with that, they're so good in the receiving core with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith that you can't load the box up against them.
No.
It's Howie Roseman is going to lead this team to a Super Bowl with Nick Sirianni kicking and screaming, doing everything he can to preclude that from happening. This roster build is practically flawless. I don't trust your coach and I don't trust your quarterback.
Yep. Coming into number 7, the Philadelphia Eagles. As we started this process for the power rankings in week 2, Jeremy said there's 6 teams that got a legitimate shot to win this whole thing. We'll give you the top 6 coming up next here on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Way too early to tell what type of impacts we get here. I can say this, it doesn't look like significant rainfall, but we may be on the eastern edge of that precipitation that could spread some showers in here late week. Let's enjoy the next couple of days. Mostly sunny today, low 80s. Tonight, some fog back, mid-50s. Wednesday morning, a little fog, then partly sunny, upper 70s. And just a chance of showers Thursday. A little better chance of showers Friday, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America N.A. Copyright 2024.
I never thought much about final expenses until my dad passed away last year. The costs were overwhelming, and it was a tough time for our family. That's when I decided to take control of my own final expense planning. But with my busy schedule, I needed something simple and quick. Then I found the Smart Bunny Insurance app. In just minutes, I secured a final expense insurance policy that fits my needs and budget. No lengthy paperwork, no hassle. Just peace of mind right at my fingertips. I'm relieved knowing my loved ones won't have to worry about the financial burden. If you're looking for an easy way to protect your family's future, I highly recommend the Smart Bunny Insurance app. It's fast, convenient, and the best part is you can get coverage up to $25,000 with policies starting as low as $14 per month. Download the Smart Bunny Insurance app today and take the first step towards your peace of mind.
Insurance sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services, Inc. Underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
We're just dumber than a bag of hammers.
We are back in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. Power Rankings Tuesday. We're inside the top 6.
Biggest riser of the week, and they lost.
How do you do that? Well, you take one of the other top teams all the way to the wire. In fact, went all the way to overtime before the Detroit Lions were able to beat the
Los Angeles Rams.
Now, sad news for them is that Puka Nacua is going to be out for a while. He's going to be out at least 4 weeks with the, was it an MCL sprain, a PCL sprain? I think it was the MCL.
It was a CL.
Yeah, it was one of the CLs. With the knee injury, he'll be, he re-aggravated the thing. They're putting him on IR. How much do you care about that, though?
I don't.
For the first 4 weeks of the season, as long as he can come back healthy, it may not matter a whole lot in the long run. How many L's can they pick up in the next few weeks while he's gone?
Well, you play the Cardinals this week, you should be able to win that. You play the Bears, you should be able to win that. The real question is the Packers and the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are pretty close to the 49ers. I think they're better than the Packers. But without Puka, that does give you less of a margin for error. So if you can win one of those two, be sitting at 3-2 when he comes back, you then go Raiders, Vikings, Seahawks in 3 consecutive weeks. That feels like a spot where you should be able to make a little bit of a run.
That is a potential to be sitting, pretty fat and sassy there with a 6-1 record after 7 games. I'd be completely happy with that, and then we're rolling.
The litmus test for the Rams is the end of the year.
The end of their schedule?
Mm-hmm. The last 6 weeks, there's a 49ers and a Jets and a
Eagles. Yeah, there's some challenges. There's some challenges there, but the Rams are going to win a lot of games.
Cooper Kupp looked really good.
That he did. And with a fully healthy Cooper Kupp and a fully healthy Puka Nacua, whenever he returns from his injury, Higbee's going to come back at some point. You got Kyron Williams running the damn ball.
Well, and you have Jordan Whittington, who is a perfect fill-in for Puka Nacua. They play the exact same position.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be shocked if he has a game in the next handful of weeks. Not telling you to play him in DFS, just in that
0 to hero.
0 to hero, that's one that I'm looking at going, I see a path that he's going to score a touchdown.
Matthew Stafford ain't done yet. And when you have a quarterback that is that good, that can be, make good decisions with the ball and find the open receiver, you're going to win a lot of games. And you're going to threaten the best teams in this league. The Lions have been at the top of the power rankings since the end of last year. And the Rams almost got them without Puka Nacua finishing that game. At number 5,
the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, so they lost, but they lost to the Chiefs. So you can't really ding them all that much for the Week 1 loss.
No, it's really not. It's not that I'm dinging them for that. I'm more concerned about what I saw you doing. Lamar Jackson can't run like that.
Mm-hmm.
We've been over this. We played this game, and now you're seemingly trying to play it again.
Right. When you throw it 40 times and run it 20 times, there's a usage problem. And for a guy who doesn't stay healthy at the end of seasons, you can't keep doing this week in and week out. You're going to have to find him some options.
Well, I mean, and you have to look at how tough their schedule is.
Mm-hmm.
They play the best teams in the league. And so I think they're going to get pretty healthy this week against the Raiders. If you win 4 of your next 5, going into that game with the Buccaneers like 10 days before Halloween on Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore's just a consistent team. They're always going to be around. Can you make that next step? And somebody else is going to have to step up and be a legitimate receiving threat. Isaiah Likely feels like he's doing that.
Yes.
Right now, if you had to, for fantasy football, if you had to have a Ravens tight end, is it Isaiah Likely or Mark Andrews?
It's Mark Andrews.
It's Isaiah Likely for me, and it's not even close.
I'm not backing off of that. I don't know what that was, but I don't expect that to continue.
I do.
You think Isaiah Likely will be the best tight end fantasy-wise?
I think Lamar Jackson has a trust in Isaiah Likely that I haven't seen him have with many guys. Mark Andrews is one of them. But Mark Andrews is the bigger, the slower, the less athletic. And Isaiah Likely can just he's basically playing slot receiver at this point.
Yep.
They can be good at the same time. I'm not saying I'm not denigrating Mark Andrews.
Okay.
I'm just it should tell you a lot that with the game on the line, you basically ran a glorified one-man route to Isaiah Likely, and there is a reason for that.
Was it also because of the attention Mark Andrews was getting because they know about him? Not too many people are up on Isaiah Likely.
Nobody in the NFL is struggling to figure out who Isaiah Likely is. This is not just a, hey, one-off. If you remember when we were talking about tight ends in the offseason, I mentioned this, that Isaiah Likely is well thought of in league circles. He's too talented, and that receiving core is too bad. If you have to put somebody on the field, is Isaiah Likely or Nelson Aguilar?
It's Isaiah Likely.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah. All right, Baltimore at 5, number 4.
The Houston Texans. You didn't do anything wrong.
No.
I still believe in you. You played with your food a little bit more than I wanted you to. I'm not sure that Joe Mixon getting 30 carries is a sustainable way of running this offense. Although, man, he was
But you can. But you can. It's good to know that you can.
Imagine being a guy that watched our fantasy football show and was thinking about playing Joe Mixon in DraftKings, and 2 fat idiots told you not to, and you didn't. I just want to hug whoever that was. Somebody asked us a question about Joe Mixon, and I went, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an idiot. Oops.
Yeah, 159 yards and a touchdown later.
Mm-hmm. It adds an element. C.J. Stroud was exactly what I thought he was. If you play zone against this team, you get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud has proven, I am going to kill it over and over and over and over again. By the way, is Tank Dell the first person to ever completely destroy a knee and somehow get faster?
That dude can scoot.
Did you see him on that end around?
Oh, yeah. He was like the cheat code on Madden or on College Football 25.
He looked like a created player in College Football 25, and you're playing on freshmen.
Right.
I think his speed's 113. How did that happen?
He hit glitch mode on that at one point, and I went, how did he skirt across the field? Just scoot, 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 scoot. There he goes. Holy cow.
We were at the Village Porch watching games, and that television was out of my sight line. It was in my peripheral, and I just see Tank's face drop good God, who was that? And I look up and I see the replay, and I went, well, it's Tank Dell. I know that much. And they showed it at full speed. He's Tyreek Hill fast.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That Houston Texan team just has so many weapons.
And it's going to be pick your poison every week. You try to focus on stopping Joe Mixon, then C.J. Stroud's going to go, oh, yeah, well, what about these 5 guys?
Well, I mean, Nico Collins is a dog. Stephon Diggs didn't do a lot, but he did do a good portion of his damage in the end zone. Dalton Schultz was an afterthought in a game, and I thought the offense ran flawlessly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little surprised that the defense wasn't more consistent. They gave up a lot of big plays. But I think that'll come in time. You have a lot of moving pieces. There are a lot of guys that are playing big roles on that defense that either weren't here last year. I love Houston.
I don't know. I just also thought like it's you're going to give up those big plays to Indianapolis because they have the speed. They have the speed to match Anthony Richardson's arm. And I don't think every team in the league can do that. They're going to burn more people than you want that way. I don't know. I just didn't come away with it. Yeah, there were a bunch of big plays like that, but I felt like it was just bootsy.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens with a quarterback that is that mobile with an arm that big. So for me, Houston dropped 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really anything you did. It was how impressive 2 teams were that passed you.
Yeah. At number 3,
the San Francisco 49ers.
Part of my mind wanted to put them at 1 this week because I just did not think that they were going to be able to dominate the way they did last night against the Jets. And I know the Jets had their problems and it wasn't the perfect game and all of that. But I also look at the fact that San Francisco didn't have their best offensive weapon on the field, and they still took care of business that way against a defense that's pretty good.
Well, everybody's making last night about the Jets' defense and its deficiencies and what it did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Is it untoward to say maybe San Francisco just did a lot right?
There's no doubt.
They stretched that defense out all game long. And I'll be honest with you, I absolutely crucified Robert Saleh all night long and Jeff Ulbrich. I know that defense pretty well. I'm not really sure what you were supposed to do. That's not a bad team against the run.
Mm-hmm.
But when you've got Ayuk and you've got Kittle and you've got Debo and you've got Juwan Jennings and you've got at some point you just thin out a defense. You got big hog mollies that are pretty good grading for the run.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Mason was
special.
He was really, really good.
He was they flashed up on the screen earlier today. I saw that the graphic was that he had like the second highest yardage total of an undrafted rookie on Monday Night Football.
Eckler.
Insane. You wouldn't expect that kind of thing. But there again, it speaks to the system that Kyle Shanahan has in San Francisco, that it doesn't matter what running back. We've seen him do it with 7 million running backs. But when you throw Christian McCaffrey in there, it cranks it up a notch. And they had a dominating win last night under the lights in the season opener. And they're the team to beat in the NFC to me. You got to beat the man to be the man. And they are still the man right now. Despite the fact that we have another team from the NFC ranked ahead of them at number 2.
The Detroit Lions. If you go Jimmy's and Joe's up and down the roster for the Detroit Lions and compare it to the San Francisco 49ers, I think they're better.
Overall, a more talented team?
I do. The 2 biggest problems the Lions had last year were both defensive, and it was that you could run up the middle on them and you could throw on them on the outside. I saw a vast improvement in that against the Los Angeles Rams. That secondary, they threw it against the wall and saw what stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what stuck. Terrion Arnold is real good. Brian Branch moving back to safety full-time. He's still going to play in the slot some, but he's playing safety.
Mm-hmm.
That allows a lot. He had 2 pass defenses that both could have been interceptions. And I think they're going to do that all year long. You're going to see that over and over and over and over again. And I'll tell you who I was the most pleasantly surprised by.
Who's that?
Was Carlton Davis. He's playing as the de facto one.
Mm-hmm.
Because Amik Robertson's playing out of the slot. Terry and Arnold's is lined up with the two. Terry and Arnold was the one that got picked on. And he's a rookie, and he's going up against Cooper Kupp, which is just really not fair.
Mm-hmm. But Carlton Davis is not bad at football.
He's not terrible.
But he's not.
I didn't necessarily think he could be that de facto one in a – for me, that secondary kind of feels like a hodgepodge of we've got a lot of guys. We're just going to keep guys fresh. We're going to pull guys in and out. And then you have Aiden Hutchinson, who was unblockable.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for that left tackle for the Rams by the end of that game man, I bet you were just ready to go crawl in a hole because he is obliterating you every single time we snap the ball. It's just not even fair. This is my first time playing left tackle. Hey, he was lined up across from me. Oh, crap. It's that dude. It's that dude with the eye black under one eye. He's going to hurt my feelings over and over and over again.
They won by 6 in overtime over the Rams. They get the Bucs this weekend. I hope we can keep it that close, but I don't think we're gonna. What'd you say? Vegas spread on that game 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Should tell you a lot about how these two teams are going to stack up against each other.
Did you have a most pleasant surprise from the Lions?
A most pleasant surprise? Jameson Williams.
That's the one.
The fact that he was able to be the guy.
Amon-Ra was
and turn in big plays.
Amon-Ra was borderline irrelevant.
Did he even have a drop in that game? Did Jameson Williams drop a ball? Because I don't remember seeing that. And that's been one of the things that, has been frustrating about him is dropping balls, not being in the right place. It shows me that there is more of a connection there, growing connection between him and Jared Goff. And if he legit becomes the one that they drafted him to be, this could be the most dangerous team in all of the NFL, not just in the NFC.
Jameson Williams changes a lot. I did not love him coming out, but he's got track star speed. And having a guy like that can take the top off and allowing Laporta and Gibbs, usually it would be Amon-Ra, but he didn't do as much in this game. That makes this offense absolutely terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And you mix that with Jared Goff, who I didn't think was great. I thought he was fine. He got outplayed by Stafford. I don't even think that's debatable.
Mm-hmm. And you mix that with the MVP running game of David Montgomery, you're going to be killer.
Give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs.
It's a two-headed monster, man. It's a two-headed monster. And it's hard to game plan against because you don't know which way that's coming.
Alex Anzalone just confirms that he will, for now year 4, be the garbage man, doing all the things that keep the world running and getting absolutely no appreciation for it. He was phenomenal.
He gets all the credit in the world in that locker room.
Oh, no doubt.
Because that is Dan Campbell's favorite guy. I guarantee you.
Oh, no.
He loves those dudes. And then that brings us to the number 1 team in the power rankings, week 2 in the NFL, blah, 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 blah.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Is it boring now? Is it getting to are you getting bored with this yet?
Yes.
The Kansas City Chiefs are at the top just every week.
I've been bored with it for years. I hate when teams win a lot because it's never my team. It's never my team that wins a lot, Tank.
Yep.
It's always somebody else.
Yep.
For some reason, it's always somebody in my conference.
Kansas City Chiefs, after their win against the Baltimore Ravens, it was just ho-hum another game. And I didn't really feel like anything was special.
Nothing was special.
About that
Rashee
game.
Rice was good.
He was.
Xavier Worthy showed up in a couple moments, which is all you really needed from him.
And they're going to continue to do that.
Well, the scary part is that they're going to run the ball better than that. Isaiah Pacheco, he did virtually nothing.
Mm-hmm. But they're not going to mess around with Xavier Worthy or I guess I should say they are going to mess around with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and keep giving them balls and keep giving them the ball in new and exciting ways.
And what does that do?
And they're going to hurt you.
And what does that do? When you get the ball to guys like Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and Sky Moore, who was completely I think he was inactive for this game.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these guys that have track star speed, and you hit them on jet sweeps and screens and things like that. What does it do? It stretches a defense out, just like the San Francisco 49ers did to the Jets last night.
Yep.
And they're here again. If you thought that, Kansas City, you might be able to get them in the playoffs, but you're going to have to.
Yep.
Because as you said earlier, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And the man be the Kansas City Chiefs.
No doubt about it. Kansas City Chiefs, number 1 in the Week 2 power rankings here in the Sportsocracy. ESPN Asheville. We will be back with you tomorrow here on the program where Jeremy will be revealing his top 8 as he has entered the transfer portal.
The 2024 fan transfer portal. I have really, I've conferred with my family. I've played a lot of that stupid video game, listening to fight songs and who do I think is going to have tailgates that are just absolutely drunken debauchery. And I've narrowed it to 8. And I think by the end of the week, I feel pretty sure I can narrow it to 4.
Yep. Be sure to tune in with us here on ESPN Asheville tomorrow at noon. And, of course, on the YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com.
If you've ever thought about Botox treatment before, then your dentist might not be the first person that pops into your head. But at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, they are dedicated to the treatment of TMJ, and they use Botox for that. Botox can also be used to treat headaches that come from people grinding their teeth or clenching their jaws when they are stressed. So if you have more questions about Botox and you want to see if it's a good option for you, check out Asheville Smiles online at AshevilleSmiles.com. World-class dental care with a hometown feel.
We're less than 2 weeks away from our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Stream only on Hulu.
Get tickets while you still can now at AXS.com.
The human soul requires a minimum daily requirement of entertainment. Welcome to MGM Rewards. With the greatest live shows on earth, they have all the entertainment you can handle and more. Book now and make the most of your Vegas getaway at MGMRewards.com.
WNC healthcare workers, don't miss iHeart Asheville's Show Love Fest, presented by HCA Healthcare, Saturday, September 14th at Carrier Park. Join fellow healthcare workers for a day of live music, great food and drinks, and incredible prizes. If your job involves keeping people in Western North Carolina healthy, your community wants to celebrate you. For grand prize eligibility, be sure to bring proof of employment in the healthcare field. iHeart Asheville's Show Love Fest, presented by HCA Healthcare and Mission Health. Details at showlovefest.com.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at ParksFordHendersonville.com. That's ParksFordHendersonville.com.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Way too early to tell what type of impacts we get here. I can say this, it doesn't look like significant rainfall, but we may be on the eastern edge of that precipitation that could spread some showers in here late week. Let's enjoy the next couple of days. Mostly sunny today, low 80s. Tonight, some fog back, mid-50s. Wednesday morning, a little fog, then partly sunny, upper 70s. And just a chance of showers Thursday. A little better chance of showers Friday, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville WPEK.